morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you a battle of two first-place teams from the National League Central, the Chicago Cubs, and it'll be from the National League West, the San Diego Padres. The Padres are sporting the best record in all of baseball as they are hosting the Cubs here in a showdown of early season dominance, as both of these clubs are off to pretty good starts. We're going to give you first the starting lineup for the visitors from Chicago. Leading off and in left field tonight is number 8, Ian Happ. Batting second in right field is number 30, Kyle Tucker. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Justin Turner. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 29, Michael Busch. In the fifth spot and playing shortstop is number 7, Dansby Swanson. Batting sixth at second base is number 2, Nico Horner. And center field is number 4, Pete Crow Armstrong. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 9, Miguel Amaya. And batting ninth at third base is number 6, Matt Shaw. They are going to be facing Dylan Cease, who takes to the hill. Cease has had himself a bit of a rough start to the 2025 campaign. Lots of expected for number 84, as he so far this season has himself a 1-1 record. He's in 3 starts. He has worked 14 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 17 hits, 13 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 18, pitching to an ERA of 7.98. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Chicago. Now your starting lineup for the hometown San Diego Padres. Leading off and in right field is number 23, Fernando Tatis Jr. Batting second and playing first base is number 4, Luis Arias. Hitting third at third base is number 13, Manny Machado. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 30, Gavin Sheets. Batting fifth at shortstop is number 2, Xander Bogaerts. Batting in the sixth spot and at second base tonight is number 7, Jose Iglesias. Batting seventh in left field is number 22, Jason Hayward. Hitting eighth in center field is number 14, Tyler Wade. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 15, Martin Maldonado. And they are going to be facing Jameson Taillon, who has a 1-1 record this year. He's worked 16 and a third innings. He's allowed 18 hits, 11 runs, all earned. Walking 4 and striking out 14, and he's got himself a 6.06 ERA. What's going to give? Well, we're about to find out. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Our friend Gracie Lynn is in the house. That's all that matters. We appreciate you guys for being here, but Gracie Lynn takes the cake. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Dylan Cease has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one underway, as it's going to be Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, and Justin Turner to come to bat here in inning number 1. As the Padres are sporting their home whites with the brown pinstripes, and the Cubs, the visitors today, are in their all-gray uniforms. Well, Ian Happ stepping up to the plate. He is hitting .208 in the early going with a homer and 8 RBIs. Defensively for the Cubs is a pretty solid option for the Chicago Baseball Club, as the first pitch is ready to come here from Cease, and it's a fastball at 98, and it misses down and away for ball 1, counts 1-0. Dylan Cease, a classic short armor. He really does not have a lot of length in his arm. I often wonder how long he is going to survive as a starter, but he has done so thus far. There's a fastball at 97 that misses down and in. The count now goes to 2-0. We talked earlier today about Yu Darvish. He's about 3 weeks away, they figure, until he's going to make his return. He is now throwing from 180 feet in his long toss, but they figure he's going to need a couple of bullpens and some simulated games, maybe a rehab start or two, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-1. They said he had mild inflammation in his throwing elbow, which has put him out of action. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Happ, as the right-hander Cease rocking himself into the delivery, and he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left shallow left field. Backing up on it is the shortstop, and it's going to be hauled in by Xander Bogaerts for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away here for the Cubs, and that's going to bring up the right fielder in Kyle Tucker. Well, for Tucker, he has not skipped a beat since coming over to the Cubs. He is off to a pretty good start. He's hitting .324, 5 homers and 18 runs batted in. Major offseason acquisition by the Cubs. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Cease, and he swings through a first pitch fastball. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Tucker. Tucker sporting batting gloves this year, as for the early part of his career, he never used to swing with batting gloves. He was one of the few players that would go gloveless, and there's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Defensively tonight for the Padres from left to right field, Hayward is in left. The center fielder is Tyler Wade with the right fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr. Around the horn from first to third, Arias is at first, Iglesias at second, the shortstop, Bogaerts, and the third baseman, Machado. As the breaking ball misses down, the count goes to 1-2. Max Montgomery says, what was the first pitch? Was it a ball? I have to tell you, I don't know what it was, Max. It was 2 balls and 1 strike to Ian Happ. You'd have to go back and rewind it. If you go back in our stream, just use the bar to scroll back, and you'll be able to do that. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed by Tucker, and he is in the books for the second out of the inning. That's going to put him away for out number 2, and it's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Justin Turner. We didn't provide the battery for the Padres. Of course, it is Dylan Cease, and the catcher is Martin Maldonado tonight. Jesus was gay. Interesting, I suppose, if that's quite the stage name. He says, I'm watching a movie. Can you please speak softer? There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Just turn your volume down, and the count is 0-1 on the stream, and then you're good to go. There you go. So no balls and 1 strike as Turner waits on the offering from the right-hander, and there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Turner. Turner hitting .208 in the early season. He gets the nod as the DH tonight, as Seiya Suzuki has an injured wrist. He's not on the injured list, but he is day-to-day at this point. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. JC says he needs Tucker for a base. Well, maybe later. So no balls and 2 strikes to Turner. As the right-hander Cease rocks himself into the windup, and he kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses down. Count goes to 1-2. So the opportunity for Turner to get a chance to be in the lineup with Suzuki gone, and certainly the veteran presence here hitting in the 3 spot. Settling effect for these Chicago Cubs. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Michael Busch to follow here for the Cubs in their half of the first, should Tucker be able to reach base. Again, Cease getting his sign. He rocks himself into the windup, kicks, and he fires. Fastball swung on it is lifted foul down the right field line, and it's going to slice into the seats. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Turner. Padres 13-3 to start the year. And the Cubs 11-7, but 11-5 on North American soil. Jesus says, going to pop the Cubs at 1.5. Interesting here tonight. I'm not sure how this game will play out. There's a fastball swung on it. It's lifted into right field. Moving in and toward the foul line is Fernando Tatis Jr., and he's going to make the catch. Turner gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Cubs in the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. And there was nobody left aboard. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Cubs 0 and the Padres coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. The bottom of the first inning is just around the corner. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. It is 0-0 Cubs and Padres as we move to the bottom of the first. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Fernando Tatis Jr., Luis Arias, and Manny Machado to come to bat to face Jameson Taillon. Our friend Jesus in here has a lot in common with Living Room Sports. It sounds like he is somebody he would admire, but we are glad that you can join us here tonight. Jameson Taillon on the bump here for the Cubs, ready to go as he kicks and fires. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away. The count's 1-0 to Fernando Tatis. Tatis Jr. hitting .351 in the early going, 4 homers and 9 runs batted in. As the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. Taillon this year has kind of struggled a little bit. But one thing the Cubs have been able to do is they've been able to hit their way out of trouble sometimes. Our friend God is Great is in the house. We welcome you. There's a breaking ball that just misses down, and the count now goes to 3-0. We dropped our Japan baseball report earlier today, so if you guys happen to be around and check it out, fastball ticket for a called strike. The count goes to 3-1, as we do like to call the late night games from the NPB. Lots of good baseball and action to be found there. So 3 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on that's going to be lined right to the glove of the third baseman, Matt Shaw, as that is going to retire Fernando Tatis. He hit the ball right on the screws. Shaw had to move just a half a step to his left, and he's able to make the grab, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Luis Arias. Well, for Arias, he's off to a bit of a slow start. Three-time batting champion, 2 times in the National League. Takes the first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, counts 0-1. He's hitting .258 on the year with a homer and 4 RBIs. He started to pick up the pace a little bit recently. In 16 games, the left-handed hitting first baseman takes a changeup for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Our friend Gracie Lynn says she has the Cubs breaking the Padres' home perfect record. Well, that would be great, but it is, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see where that would be. There's a fastball that messes up. Count is 1-2. Going to be hard to pick a team that beat the Dodgers 16-0 in LA. Yeah, Cubs have been rolling so far. Our friend Ryan in the house today as well. I don't know if Ryan's going to start the new countdown as he fouls that one away. How many days to your birthday, Ryan? My guess would probably be about 362 days away. Right-hander Taillon is ready to go. He kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is looped into center field for a base hit. And Luis Arias is aboard as Pete Crow Armstrong cuts it off. So a 1-out single for Arias. That's what he does best, and that is something that Padre fans would appreciate as he has a Tony Gwynn type of swing. Able to punch the ball around over the infielders' heads. So he is aboard with a single, and that's going to bring Manny Machado to the plate. For Machado, he's hitting .317 here in the early going with a homer and 6 RBIs. Cubs Padres here, bottom of the first. Padres have the runner on. Machado with an open stance. Taillon delivers a breaking ball that's waved at and missed, and the count goes to 0-1. Defensively tonight for the Cubs from left to right field, it is Happ, Cole Armstrong, and Tucker in the outfield from left to right. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2 on Machado. Around the horn from first to third, Michael Busch is at first. The second baseman's Nico Horner. Swanson at short, and the third baseman Matt Shaw with the battery of Taillon and Maya. Here comes the 0-2. Taillon kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Coming in and making the catch as the left fielder Ian Happ is going to retire Machado for the second out of the inning as Arias retreats back to first, and that will now bring up the designated hitter in Gavin Sheets. Well, for Sheets, he's hitting .316 in the early going. He's got a couple of homers and 8 runs batted in. He is waggling the bat here from the left side. As the pitch from Taillon is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder Tucker. He's battling some wind, and he's going to haul it in, and that is going to do it as Sheets is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. And the Padres go here in inning number 1. No runs in the inning. They did have a hit. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Cubs nothing and the Padres nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the second inning. It is going to be Michael Busch, Dansby Swanson, and Nico Horner to come to bat here in inning number 2, as they will be facing Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease with a clean-shaven look. Didn't even get a chance to see him. It looks like he is somebody off of a milk carton, as he is clean-shaven. I think maybe his start had something, or his starts this year have had something to do with it, a different look. And a new image for the right-hander. Well, he has completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to resume the action here, as it will be Busch, Swanson, and Horner. Michael Busch hitting .315 here in the early going, as the first pitch from Cease is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. He also has 3 homers and 10 RBIs to his tally this year, does Busch. Former Los Angeles Dodger prospect. Has been with the Cubs for a couple of seasons, as he swings at a fastball and he lifts it up into right field. Coming over underneath it is Tatis Jr., and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Busch for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the shortstop in Dansby Swanson. Well, for Swanson, as well as he's played defensively, he has had mixed results at the plate. He is hitting .188 right now with 4 homers and 12 RBIs. As Cease rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and fires, there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Swanson has appeared in all 18 games for the Cubs this year. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. A really healthy crowd in San Diego for this one tonight, As the right-hander Cease ready to go, he kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. We didn't give you the umpires for tonight's game. It is Mark Ripperger behind the plate. Nick Lenz is at first. Nick Marley is the second base umpire, with Vic Carpazza working the rocking chair at third. As the pitch is on the way, there's a nasty breaking ball that misses in the dirt. The count goes to 2-2. And it is a beautiful 63 degrees in San Diego with clear skies. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Swanson as Cease ready to go again. Getting his sign from the catcher Maldonado as he rocks himself into the windup. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and Swanson's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's the second strikeout recorded tonight by Dylan Cease. And that'll bring up the second baseman in Nico Horner. Well, for Horner, he's off to a solid start. He's hitting .291. He's got no homers and 10 runs driven in. As the right-hander Cease rocks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on it, is sliced down the right field line, and it's just going to land foul. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Horner. Look at the Cubs lineup, and now that they've got things going, I was a little bit skeptical in watching them in the exhibition season, and then, of course, when they were over in Japan playing the Dodgers. But it looks like they got it going now. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As it is a fastball swung on it, it's going to be looped into center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be the first hit recorded by the Cubs, so Nico Horner's hot play continues. With a 2-out single, that's going to bring up the center fielder and Pete Crow Armstrong. One other piece about Horner, he has himself 6 stolen bases already in the early going this year, as he was active on the base paths during the 2024 campaign as well. And there's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Pete Crow Armstrong, taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. A season, Horner has 6 stolen bases, as we mentioned, but he's been caught once. As the right-hander ready to deliver again, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses way upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. Last season, he stole 31 bags, and that followed up a season where he had 43 the year before. So he definitely can run a little bit. They do have a shift on here for Crow Armstrong. The shortstop Bogarts is as far as you can go, almost over the bag at second base. There's a fastball swung on, and it's hammered foul down the first baseline. And the count is 1-2 strikes now to Crow Armstrong. I was thinking about Nico Horner. He had really a tough start to his career with the Cubs, and it was often wondered. He was also bantered around in trade rumors. He was a former first-round pick, but he had a lot of injuries, and it was a hard time staying healthy. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Crow Armstrong's in the book. Strikeout number 3 recorded by Dylan Cease. And that is going to do it here for the Cubs in the top of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Cubs 0 and the Padres 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We're going to introduce you to our good friend, Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game, as he's got all kinds of wild and crazy things.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
We'll be right back after this musical timeout. It is Cubs and Padres 0-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat for the Padres in their half of inning number 2. That means Bogaerts, Iglesias, and Hayward. And Xander Bogaerts coming to the plate, ready to face the right-hander Jameson Taillon for the first time in this one. And the first pitch on the way from Taillon is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Taillon had a pretty effective first inning, did the right-hander. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 0-2. 14 pitches for Taillon in the first inning, and 10 were for strikes. And he has come out here filling up the zone here in inning number 2 as well, as the right-handed hitting Bogaerts waits. And it is a breaking ball that's down. A good stop there by the catcher, Amaya. And 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Bogaerts. Our Filipino friend in the house, he says his coworkers got -1.5 on the Padres today. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. There's a breaking ball swung on and it's fouled right back to the backstop, and the count remains at 1-2. I think the Padres will probably win the series. I can see the Padres taking 2 of 3. But I'm not confident in this game here tonight. I look at the Padre lineup. It's not quite what I would expect. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Tucker. Again, looks like there's some wind going on as he had to battle the ball in the sky there. It says it's 6 miles an hour blowing from left to right. If you get up a little bit higher, you can see the American flags are blowing almost straight out. So Bogaerts gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman and Jose Iglesias. Well, for Iglesias, hitting .292, no homers and 4 RBIs. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. I will say the much traveled Jose Iglesias began his professional career in the Boston organization, ended up beginning his big league career really, or at least with the Tigers. Breaking ball misses down and the count is 1-1. The bulk of it early. And that has been a lot of road stops, a lot of stickers on the suitcases. But last year was a bit of a magical year for Iglesias, as he was a bit of a spark plug for the New York Mets, as that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains or is now 1-2 to Iglesias. In his career against Jameson Taillon, he is 6 for 11 with a homer and 3 RBIs. So he does seem to see the Cubs right-hander pretty good. The 1-2 on the way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 1-2. One of my memories, I don't know if it's the best memory of Iglesias. He got into it with the when he was with the Tigers, former Tiger catcher James McCann. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. And it was caught on camera in the dugout. And McCann went after Iglesias, much like Jonathan Papelbon went after Harper early in his career. He had dogged the ball at the shortstop position, and McCann didn't appreciate it. There's another breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. Sometimes when teammates have disagreements, you'll have a little bit of that in the runway or down in the clubhouse, but rarely do you see it among teammates on the bench. There's a fastball that just misses outside. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander rocks himself into the delivery, and he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on, and this one's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2. A bit of a battle here with Iglesias. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat, delivered to the right-handed hitting second baseman of the Padres. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, and another one swung on, and another one fouled away. And the battle will continue. Pitch number 10 going to be coming up here in just a moment. Iglesias is pesky. And on top of last year, not only was he a popular player with the Mets, but he's also been a recording artist. There's a breaking ball down in the dirt. He swings at it and misses. They throw to first. It's going to go a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. And Iglesias is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder in Jason Hayward. It was a 10-pitch at bat to Iglesias. Hit some balls hard foul, and the one that he swung at in the dirt was probably the worst pitch of the sequence. So Jason Hayward coming to bat. He's hitting .206, and he swings at the first pitch, and he lifts this into deep right field. He didn't quite get enough of it, as over toward the foul line is Kyle Tucker, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it, as the Padres are gone here in order in inning number 2. They had no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was nobody left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the third. Padres nothing, Cubs nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this timeout. Here is our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
It is 0-0 Cubs and Padres. We'll be right back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Cubs here in inning number 3. Miguel Amaya, Matt Shaw, and Ian Happ to come to bat here to face Dylan Cease, who begins his third inning of work. Cease 28 pitches through the first 2 innings. 19 have been for strikes. Both of these pitchers have been all around the zone here tonight. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Amaya. Amaya getting the nod behind the plate tonight, batting .263, 1 homer and 11 runs batted in. As the right-hander Cease rocks himself into the motion and delivers. There's the breaking ball swung on and grounded softly foul past the third base coach's box. As the ball girl will pick that up and give it to an adoring fan of the Padres. So we got 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded past the diving Manny Machado into left field. Picking it up is the left fielder Hayward. He fires it in, but sliding in safely with a leadoff double is Amaya. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Matt Shaw. A little not used to seeing Hayward in left field. He is a very good defensive outfielder throughout his career. As he's been with a few clubs, Cardinals, Cubs, as well as the Braves. But normally we would, also with the Dodgers, but you would associate him in the right field position more often than not. And now time has been called. And I don't know if we're going to have ourselves a violation here on the hitter or not. Or if it was because his eye contact wasn't ready on top of Cease. But here comes the first pitch to Matt Shaw. That's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Matt Shaw hitting $164, homer and 3 RBIs. He had himself a really good Premier 12 tournament. Our friend Alex in the house here tonight. He says a reasonably timed game. Yeah, it is. We'll do some Major League Baseball work tonight. We're glad you joined us. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-1. We are going to squeeze some NPB action in later in the week. I don't think we're going to be able to do the Saturday game, which is the Sunday in Japan time, but we will do a Saturday Japan game. Even trying to squeeze one in on Friday as well. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 2-1. We've been trying to get the Trevor Bauer starts when he makes them. And so we're anticipating that the Bay Stars will be potentially playing on Thursday, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait and see. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Shaw as the right-hander Cease holds to the set. Now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count goes to 2-2 on Matt Shaw. I was saying about Shaw in the Premier 12 tournament, he absolutely destroyed the pitching in the first round of the qualifiers. And then when they got over to Taiwan, he kept the streak alive. He's got a very strange stance. It's rather closed. He has his back almost facing toward the pitcher, and there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. And he goes down on strikes for out number 1. That is the 4th strikeout recorded by Dylan Cease. So Shaw in the books for out number 1. That'll bring up the top of the order in Ian Happ. Well, for Ian Happ, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the shortstop his first time up. Happ batting, seen his average dip as he entered the game hitting at 208. He is now down to 205. First pitch was waved at and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Happ batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Cease, who checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And if you are new here to the channel, we welcome you guys as we mainly do the NPB stuff late at night. So if you're burning the midnight oil, you guys can come on in and check that out. But we are intentions to squeeze in more MLB games this year. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side of home plate. Count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Happ. Runner at second to Maya, 1 gone here in the 3rd inning. Game is locked up at 0s. Here comes the offering as the right-hander Cease checks the runner, now delivers. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-2. As I said, I watch Happ when he pitches, really, really short arms the ball. There's a few pitchers like that in the MLB, and another one who is like that is the Cleveland Guardians' Shane Bieber. He was really, really short arms it as well. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Happ. He's gone on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. Strikeout number 5 in the books here for Cease, and that is going to bring up the right fielder in Kyle Tucker. I don't know about that last pitch. They showed on the radar gun that it was at 91 miles an hour. That ball had a lot of depth and break to it. I was shocked that it would be that speed. I mean, it could be, but sure didn't look like it in real time. Maybe the gun is juiced. There's a first pitch fastball at 90. It misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Tucker. I guess if you're at the games, the guns are never juiced. I used to laugh and say that there always was a couple of more miles on the radar guns. Kind of pump up the speed somehow for the players. Here's the 1-0 pitch now coming to Tucker. Right-hander comes set, kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Alex says, what are your thoughts on Pete Crow Armstrong's slow start to the season? I'll give you my thoughts a little bit on that. Here comes the 2-0. And there is a breaking ball that is swung on. It is lifted down the left field line, but it's going to slice into the seats. Count is 2-1. Well, first of all, I got a chance to, when we were watching Crow Armstrong in that Tokyo series, really, really impressed with his speed. And speed never slumps. Other thing, too, is if you ever listen to the Detroit Tigers radio broadcast, they have a fella named Bobby Scales. Bobby Scales had actually played with the Cubs at the big league level. He was a former Michigan State Spartan. And he was quoted the other day as saying, "Your glove should never slump. There's a fastball that misses upstairs." Count now goes to 3-1 on Tucker. And so in Crow Armstrong's case, he is very valuable in the outfield. I liked his roots to the ball and his jumps. I think him playing certainly in this park here, which is more of a pitcher's park, he should be able to get some jumps and get the balls. And there is a breaking ball that swung at and fouled away by Tucker. Count is now 3-2. So sometimes in his case, if you're not going to get the offensive production, you are going to get some of the other pieces, which is his speed and his defense. Now, once he can start picking up the pace a little bit offensively, that will really help out the Cubs, certainly with more experience. Another thing that I think that when I watch him with his approach at the plate, he's a little too pull happy. He'd be better served living a little bit more in the middle of the park. So we've got 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tucker. As the right-hander again looks in and gets his sign from his catcher. Cease works to the set. He checks the runner at second. And the 3-2 is on the way. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. It's pretty much Death Valley out there. Backing up at the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Tyler Wade. And that is going to do it, as Tucker is going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Cubs in their 2nd inning. Well, they squander a leadoff double off the bat of Miguel Amaya. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 3rd. Your score is the Cubs nothing and the Padres nothing. Classic pitchers duel shaping up here. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. We got a score of 0-0 as we move to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back after this 30-second musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Padres lineup to come to bat here in inning number 3. That means Tyler Wade, Martin Maldonado, at the top of the order in Fernando Tatis Jr. It is the first game of a 3-game set between these ball clubs, as it is going to be the first pitch that is delivered to Tyler Wade misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Wade batting without a batting average at this point, as he takes a fastball on the inside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. They have been banged up, have the Padres, and they are scratching across the waiver wire for certain players. Wade, of course, an infielder for much of his career, listed as a 3rd baseman as the breaking ball swung on and fouled away. This is his first appearance of the 2025 campaign. He did play with the Padres last year, spent time in Oakland in 2023. He was with the Angels before that. The first 5 years of his career, he spent parts of those with the Yankees. As that pitch misses upstairs, it's now 2-2. The 30-year-old last year hit .217. It does not have a lot of pop in the stick. There's a breaking ball taken for a called 3rd strike. Wade stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched that go by for out number 1. That is the second strikeout recorded by Jameson Taillon. I'll bring up the catcher in Martin Maldonado. Well, for Maldonado, batting .292 with a homer and a couple RBIs. Maldonado raised a few eyebrows as there was a fastball ticket for a called strike. We weren't sure if he was going to continue on. And the Padres were able to snap him up, a veteran with the Houston Astros for a few years, and they're quality clubs. He knows how to handle the pitching staff. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Friend Tyler says, let's go Friars. Where's his man Hollis at? Yeah, Hollis will be making his appearance here for sure. There's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. I didn't talk to him today. I was going to message him and let him know. It was kind of the last minute. Originally, I was going to do the Dodgers and the Rockies, and I looked at the pitching matchup, and outside of Dustin May, I kind of threw up a little bit. As the pitch is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Maldonado for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. It's going to bring up the top of the order and Fernando Tatis Jr. For Tatis Jr., he's 0 for 1 tonight. He lined out to third his first time up. Hit the ball right on the screws, but Matt Shaw made the grab. And he waves the first pitch breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. One thing I do like with the pitch clock is the pace of the game has really picked up. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Taillon rocking into the windup. He kicks and he fires another breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. Curious to see what both of these teams' managers will have in mind for their starters. I would say keep your eye on Taillon once he gets to the 5th inning or gets through the 5th inning. The phone might be on high alert. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 2-2. I think Dylan Cease on the flip side, I think he could probably push his way into the 7th. Maybe even beyond. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. Giving chase is Bush and the right fielder Tucker, but they're going to watch it sail into the seats. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tatis Jr. So the right-hander ready to go again as he kicks and delivers. Another breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball's gone. A home run for Fernando Tatis Jr. It's going to be his 5th of the year. Sat on the breaking ball, hung it over the plate, did Jameson Taillon, and he absolutely destroys it. It was more of a rainmaker than anything, as it was only a few rows into the seats, but the height of the ball came down, and it is going to put the San Diego Padres ahead here 1-0 in the 3rd. So 1-0 here for the Padres on the home run off the bat of Fernando Tatis Jr., and that's going to bring up the first baseman in Luis Sarraez. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So if you're a Padre fan listening in, you just pumped a fist. One thing I have to say I'm not hugely a fan of is all these home run celebrations. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It reminds me of the softball years back in the 25, 30 years ago. These softball teams would have these choreographed celebrations. I think Rob Manfred is maybe pumping a fist. There's a fastball swung on it. Is going to be hooked foul into the stands down the right field line, and the count is 2-1. Almost to the point the other night when I saw it was the Rojas was pitching for the Dodgers. The size of the earrings that he was sporting was a little bit next level. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. coming in and making the catch as the left fielder Ian Happ, and that is going to retire Arias for the third out of the inning. But with 2 outs, the Padres strike first. A solo shot home run off the bat. Fernando Tatis Jr., 1 run in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 3 complete, a third of the game in the books. It is the Padres 1 and the Cubs no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit after this. Again, from our friend Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out and let him know if you like Miller Lite or not. I'll be right back after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
It's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to go check him out after the game. We'll be back in 30 with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here for the Cubs to face Dylan Cease here in inning number 4. That means Justin Turner, Michael Busch, and Dansby Swanson. The line so far tonight from Dylan Cease as he delivers a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1. He has worked 3 innings, only allowed 2 hits. And by our books, he has 5 strikeouts without a walk tonight. So it looks like he is on form here. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. Padres draw first blood with the solo shot off the bat of Fernando Tatis in the bottom of the third. They are enjoying a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there is a fastball that he blows right on by Turner. Count is 1-2. That was at 97 on the gun. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both of these teams playing good baseball right now. After the 0-2 start against the Dodgers, Cubs are 11-5. As that fastball swung on and lifted into the seats. Count remains at 1-2. Padres right out of the gate, 13-3. Shot like a cannon, and we had talked about before, they've got some guys that are going to be healthy. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third, and it's going to be booted by Manny Machado. You don't see that all that often. Should have been a routine out for the first out of the inning, but the ball gobbled him up. And it is going to allow Justin Turner to reach first base on the air by the third baseman of the Padres. I don't know. I thought that ball may have caught him a little bit flat-footed. And ended up getting away. He's going to be disgusted at it. Of course, Machado, one of the best fielding third basemen in all of baseball. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Michael Busch. Busch flew out to right field his first time up. 0 for 1 tonight. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Cease. His average has slipped to 309. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. This ball could be trouble. Going back onto the warning track is Tatis, and he's going to watch that one sail into the seats. So it didn't take long for the Cubs. They gave up the lead in the bottom of the first, and then they get 2 here to start the second inning. An error, and then they make them pay with a home run here off the bat of Michael Busch. That's his 4th home run of the year. Turner is going to score in front of him, and it is now a 2-1 Chicago lead. This is going to be a fun series. I can just see it 2 RBIs for Bush. That's also going to give him 12 on the season. We were looking a little bit ahead of ourselves as the first pitch is a breaking ball that's waved at and missed. The count is 0-1 on Swanson. Tomorrow night's starters in this series, it'll be Imanaga for the Cubs and Vasquez for the Padres. Swanson had swung through that first pitch. The 0-1 on the way as a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 0-2 on Swanson. In the Wednesday ball game, it's going to be a daytime affair. It'll be a getaway game. Matthew Boyd will go for the Cubs. Nick Pivetta is pitching very well for the Padres and will go for San Diego in that one. There's a fastball that misses up, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. After this series is over, both of the teams will get the day off on Thursday as there's a fastball that just misses outside. Count goes even to 2-2. Cubs will head home. They'll play the Arizona Diamondbacks on Friday. Pitchers for that one are to be announced. Then the Padres will make their way to Houston to take on the Astros. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-handed hitting Swanson waits here on the offering from Cease as he gets his sign from Maldonado when he rocks into the delivery. Breaking ball swung on and another one chopped foul over on the third base side, and 2-2 it remains. If you guys are around later in the week, we're going to do some daytime MLB games as well, so be sure to bookmark the channel. If you are at work and wanting to listen in, we'll keep you entertained. There's a fastball swung on. It is going to be lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count now remains at 2-2 to Swanson. If you've ever got a chance, make sure you get to Petco Park. It is a pretty cool venue. I got there about maybe 10 years ago now. Saw the Nationals and the Cubs. As there's a breaking ball swung on, it's grounded deep into the 6-hole. Bogarts on the backhand side fields it, fires a bullet across the diamond. A great pick there by Arias. And that is going to retire Swanson. Oh, Swanson's going to feel a bit snake bitten on that. What a great play. I don't know if they're going to look at it or not. No, it doesn't look like it. I think the Cubs are going to wave the white flag on that one. So 6-3 in the books it goes. Swanson's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman and Nico Horner. Xander Bogaerts flashing the leather. Showing everybody why he earned that big contract a couple years ago. So that is going to bring Horner to the plate. And the first offering from Cease is a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. Horner 1 for 1 tonight. At a single his first time up. He's raised his average to 304. The biggest thing for Horner is to be able to stay healthy. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is hooked down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And that ball is going to get into the corner. Rounding first and heading into second is Horner. And that ball just stayed fair a little bit. It kind of went into the corner and died a bit. I think Hayward had waited for it, and then he had to go in and get it. We weren't really sure if that ball was going to stay fair at the outset. Ended up landing, and it was fair by a good solid couple of feet. And then it bounced into the corner. It was like it hit and stuck. And Hayward had to chase it down. So a one-out double here off the bat of Horner. It's going to bring Pete Crow Armstrong to the plate. It also brings a conference to the mound of Padres as all of the infield has come in to talk to Cease. Well, for Crow Armstrong, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. We were asking, our friend Alex asked earlier on about the slow start of Crow Armstrong. As we had mentioned before, I think his approach, he's got to start moving more to the middle of the park. As the pitch is on the way, it is a first pitch breaking ball swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Another thing is, I really haven't seen the Cubs play a whole lot. I've only seen the Cubs play a couple times in the spring and a couple of times against the Dodgers in that Japan series. When I see a player like Crow Armstrong, I think you got to drop some bunts. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hooked in the right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Tatis plays basketball with it. That's going to get the run in. He fires it in. And standing up at second base is Crow Armstrong. They're probably going to rule that a double, one would have to think, as Horner is going to come around to score it. It is now 3-1 here for the Cubs. So Dylan Cease, who is cruising along through his first 3 innings, falling apart a little bit here in the 4th. An error charged to Manny Machado began the inning, a 2-run shot by Bush. Now back-to-back doubles by Horner and Crow, and the Cubs now are enjoying a 3-1 lead. So Dylan Cease checking the runner, Crow Armstrong second, and there he goes, and looks like they got him in a rundown. I don't know. I want to see that if he balked or not. I wonder if the Cubs will check that too or see if they can challenge it. He ends up doing the old spaghetti move. Craig Counsell has got the hand up here. We're going to see if they're going to go. But no, I guess Counsell gets the call. So Crow Armstrong picked off. He does that spaghetti move. They go 1-5-4 on the putout. And he has gone for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the catcher in Miguel Amaya. Well, for Amaya, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He takes a fastball at 96 up and in for ball 1. Amaya led off the 3rd inning with a double, and he was left stranded. He's pulled his season average up to 282 as the right-hander Cease rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is 1-1 to Amaya. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the right-hander ready to go again. Gets his sign, and he rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, this time grounded and picked up by the third baseman, Machado. He makes no mistake with that and fires to first. And Amaya is going to be retired on a ground out 5-3, but the Cubs strike back. They got 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was 1 error, and there was nobody left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is 3-1, and we'll be right back after this. We appreciate you guys for listening here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Cubs and Padres from Petco in San Diego. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. It is 3-1 Cubs. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Everybody, it is going to be Manny Machado, Gavin Sheets, and Xander Bogaerts to come to bat here in the 4th inning for the Padres, as they are now staring at a 3-1 deficit. Padres struck first with 2 out in the 3rd inning, a Fernando Tatis home run off of Jameson Taillon, as that first pitch was delivered to Machado, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Cubs responded with 3 of their own in the top of the 4th, and that is where we stand here. 0-1 on the way. It's a fastball that misses inside. Count now goes to 1-1 on Machado. Machado flew out to left field his first time up as the right-hander delivers a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. Our friend Tyler says, needs some mistakes from Taillon. Yeah, if you're a Padre fan, you could use a couple of mistakes. He's been pretty good tonight. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into right center field. Moving over under is Kyle Tucker, the right fielder. He's calling off Cora Armstrong, and he makes the catch. He's going to retire Machado for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Gavin Sheets. Our friend Aim Near says, hopefully he doesn't get any more strikeouts. And Kip Brooks asks, who will win? I wouldn't rate the Padres off in this one yet. As the pitch is a breaking ball, it's taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Sheets tonight 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his only time up. He's seen his average dip to 3.08. As Taillon delivers, it is a changeup that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Ames says, do you think Taillon will get more strikeouts? I've got him right now in our books at 3 as the pitch ready to go here from the right-hander. Yeah, I do. I think he's going to get a couple more. As the 0-2 on the way is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-2. But I don't know if he'll go over 5. I'm not sure what the over-under for Taillon and his strikeouts were, but I would say 5 would be where I think he lands. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count is now even at 2-2 to Gavin Sheets. Kip says he's got 73 bills on the Padres, and Tyler says he thinks the Padres are cooked. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes full. I think the key for the Cubs here is if Taillon can get through 5 and keep it in check and then turn it over to the bullpen, then I think the needle is to the Cubs. But really, it's going to be what Taillon does here in the next couple innings. As there's a fastball swung on it, has popped up over on the third base side. Giving chase is both Matt Shaw and the catcher, Amaya. And it is going to be Shaw who's going to make the catch. And that is going to put 2 in the books here, and that'll leave it up to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Well, for Bogaerts, he is 0 for 1 in this one tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. Batting from the right side against the right-hander Taillon, who rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Bogaerts hitting .298 on the season. Waiting on the offering as the pitch is on the way. There's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and now the count is 0-2 to Bogaerts. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. 2 ball clubs that are playing really good baseball right now. And a beautiful night in San Diego. Here comes the 0-2 offering. Breaking ball, waved out and missed. That is going to put Bogaerts in the books. There you go. There's another strikeout. That's number 4 on the evening for Taillon. And the Friars go in order here in the 4th inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was nobody left the board. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is the Cubs 3 and the Padres 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. We appreciate you guys for jumping in and listening on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Love doing it here, and we're glad you guys can like being here with us. Here is our friend, Matt. Once again, he is a Padre fan. We're not a Padre channel, but we like watching the Padres play, and we'll be back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace! Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. That is our buddy Matt Hollis, and he is a San Diego native. Be sure to check out his channel. Let him know that Last Raps Baseball sent you. And if you're a Cubs fan, tease him a little bit for us, as we always like to give him a hard time about his Friars. It is going to be Matt Shaw, Ian Happ, and Kyle Tucker to come to bat here in the fifth inning for the Cubs, as they will be facing Dylan Cease. Cease got roughed up in that last half inning as he had allowed 3 runs. It all started with the error by Manny Machado, as the first pitch on the way is a fastball at 98 that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. Cease tonight, 68 pitches through his 4 innings. He cruised pretty much through the first 3, but the last half inning was a whole lot of work for him. As the breaking ball swung on, it's chopped over the head of the pitcher, Cease. Fielding it on the run is the second baseman for the Padres. And that is not going to be in time, as Jose Iglesias had to come in front of the bag at second base to get it. And then he threw off balance to first. That's going to be an infield hit for Matt Shaw. It looks like a line drive in the box score. He is aboard with a leadoff single, and that's going to bring up in the top of the order in Ian Happ. Well, for Happ, he is 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and popped the short in his 2 trips. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Ramon's Jay in the house tonight. I remember him. He says Cease just isn't good. Well, he hasn't been good this year, and he hasn't been great tonight. Started okay for 3. Here comes the 0-1 pitch as the right-hander delivers. It is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. I will get a chance to see the Padres firsthand a week from tonight, as they're going to be in the Motor City. I'm excited to catch the Padres and the Tigers for the first game of that series. So if you're in the area, let me know. Luke says, are we doing the NPB tonight? Not tonight. Later in the week. Squeeze a couple of games in. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Happ. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle Tucker waiting his turn on deck, as it is the top of the order here, as Matt Shaw has set the table for them. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Happ as the right-hander holds set. Keep your eye on Shaw. And the pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on his chop softly over to first. Arias fields it. He had thoughts about going to second, but instead he steps on the bag, and that's going to retire Happ. It's going to go down as a ground out to 3. So he's gone for the first out of the inning. Advancing to second is Matt Shaw, and that'll bring up the right fielder in Kyle Tucker. Well, for Tucker, he is officially 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and he has flown to center. Bats from the left side as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we said, beautiful night for baseball in San Diego, as it always is. There's not a stat out there, but they talk about how many times that games have been rained out in San Diego at Petco. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. You can pretty much put money in the bank that if you buy an advance ticket in San Diego, a game will be played. So 2 balls and no strikes here. As Dylan Cease will take a 2er off the backside, he goes to the rosin bag. He's going to get himself reset, as Kyle Tucker had to go and get some more pine tar for the bat. It looks like they're going to intentionally put him on. Is that what they've decided to do? I guess that is the case. It was 2 balls and no strikes, so they just held up the 4 fingers and put Tucker on. They want to take their chances with Justin Turner, and that will set up a potential for a double play, so maybe not a bad decision, as manager Mike Schilt takes the bat out of Tucker's hands. Here comes the first pitch to Justin Turner, and it's a breaking ball that misses down, so it doesn't matter who's standing up there at the plate. Cease has fallen behind to the count. to each of the last two hitters. 1 ball and no strikes to Turner, hitting 192 on the season. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error his last time up. And there is a fastball that is swung on in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. Turner probably was guessing on that pitch, assuming he was going to get himself a pitch that he could turn on. He scored the first run of the game after reaching base on the error by Machado. He is also flown out to right field. As the right-hander works to the set, he checks the runner. And they're jockeying with him, and now they deliver, and it's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 2-1 to Turner. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, our plan this week is to squeeze a couple MLB games in. In fact, one of them might be the Cubs and the Diamondbacks on Friday. It is a day game, and we're thinking about cooking that one up. There's a fastball that swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, we really appreciate everybody who has popped in here tonight. If you're new here, come on back again. Next time you're bringing the beer, though. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Turner as the right-hander Cease checks the runner at second. Pitches on the way. It's a fastball that just misses down and away at 97. And the count now runs full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Only 1 gone here in the 5th inning. And waiting on deck is Michael Busch, who hit the 2-run homer in the 4th inning to get the Cubs on the board. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Underneath it is Tatis. He's drifting, and it's going to take him toward the line. Tagging at second and heading to third is Shaw. It's going to retire Turner for the 2nd out of the inning. It's going to keep Kyle Tucker at first, and it's going to bring Michael Busch to the plate. Well, for Busch, he's got a home run and 2 trips, but I'm going to see here if they're going to have a trip to the mound. It looks like that the Padres pitching coach is on his way to the mound to have a word with his starter. Mike Schilt is on the phone to the bullpen. So we'll see what they got in store here for Michael Busch. It may look like we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. We'll have to wait on this one here. And that last at bat, Busch hit the 2-run homer to put the Cubs up in the lead here 2-0. But they're going to stay with Cease. Cease at 82 pitches right now with the runners on the corners as that conference is over. Usually the managers will make the change anyways, but the pitching coaches obviously come out with a fuel check to see how they're going to throw to the left-handed hitting Michael Busch. WDBZ says, hello, go Cubs, go. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you for being here. So here comes the first pitch to Michael Busch. Runners on the corners, 2 gone here, and the pitch is a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Is it going to reach the seats? And it does. Oh, he sent that a long way, did Busch. So no balls and 1 strike it is. So just a long strike there for Busch as Dylan Cease gets himself a new baseball. They do have action in the Padres bullpen. So they have another right-hander up and throwing. Here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes even to 1-1 on Busch. I didn't catch the number fully on the Padre reliever that was up and throwing. It is a right-hander. Looks like it could be Alex Jacob. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Michael Busch. Again, Cease leans in to get his sign, but now he steps off the backside of the rubber as Busch has taken himself a timeout. And now we're ready to do it again. Cease getting his side from Maldonado. He works himself to the set. He checks the runners. And now he kicks and fires a fastball upstairs. Bush tries to check his swing, but he can't hold up. He goes in the books. He's another strikeout here for Cease tonight. And the Cubs are gone in inning number 3. Well, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're halfway through this one. It is the Cubs 3 and the Padres 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Our friend Harrison is back in the house. Appreciate you guys here. Our friend WDBZ is pumping it up for Chicago. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this musical timeout. It is 3-1 for the Cubs over the Padres in the moving to the bottom half of inning number 5.
Let's go. Yo. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Jose Iglesias to lead it off, and he took a first pitch strike from Tyon as he is in the hole at 0-1. It is Iglesias, Hayward, and Wade here in the bottom of the 5th, as there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. Tyon rocks into the windup and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded off the glove, a shot, third, and he's not going to be able to make the play, and Jose Iglesias is aboard. We're going to see how they're going to score that one. It took a bit of an odd hop, so I'm not convinced that it was necessarily going to be ruled as an error. We'll have to see it again. That was a pretty tough play if he would have had to come up with it. It was to his glove side. We'll get the official scoring, but maybe it is going to go down as an error. I guess big leaguers have to make that play. So E5 it is. There's a ground ball off the bat of Hayward. It is chopped slowly down the first base line. Fielding it and flipping it underhand to first is the pitcher Tyon. So the error now that allowed Iglesias to reach, he is now advanced to second. The ground out 1-3 by Hayward. That's going to bring up the center fielder and Tyler Wade. What's interesting about that is that in watching Hayward run down the line, I haven't seen him. He was in Los Angeles last couple of years. I remember Hayward as a younger player, but boy, he sure doesn't run that quickly anymore. It looked like he had a piano on his back running down the line, but it worked like a bunt, and it advanced the runner over into scoring position. So that brings Wade to the plate. 0-for-1 tonight and 0-for-1 on the season. As the first pitch delivered here by Tyon's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. JC says Tucker got his base. Now he just needs the Dodgers. And the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. He's asking for the NPB plays tonight. I haven't really looked at the lineup here to pitch tonight, or who's pitching in the NPB. As the 1-1 pitch is ready to come here from Tyon as he is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on, grounded down the first baseline. A nice play by Bush. He fields it, but then he can't get it out of his glove. And now you got problems because the Padres have runners on the corners. That's going to be an infield single here for Wade. That's going to be his first hit of the year. Advancing over to third is Iglesias. That puts runners at the corners with one gone, and it's going to bring Martin Maldonado at the plate. So don't look now. The Padres have something going. Good play there by the first baseman, but he wasn't able to get the ball out of his glove. So everybody's safe, bringing Maldonado to the dish, who is 0 for 1 tonight. So the right-hander Tyon works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. And he throws over to third base, and getting back safely is Iglesias. Yeah, you don't see that very often. A straight pick to third as Matt Shaw was on a timing play. Thought that ball was going to sail off down the line. Here comes the offering now to Maldonado. He bunts, and it's down the first baseline, and it's in the air, and it's caught. Nice play there by Michael Bush. Not a very good bunt by Maldonado as he had popped it up in the air. It looked like they had a safety squeeze in place. All the runners are safe. That's going to retire Maldonado for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the top of the order and Fernando Tatis Jr. Well, for Tatis Jr., he is 1 for 2 tonight. It was the home run in the third inning that got the Padres on the board. It's been their only run here in this one. It's not going to get any easier for Tyon after this, as they're at the top of the order. The first pitch fastball swung on and missed. Count is 0-1. Tyon reached back and threw that at 93. That's one of his faster pitches tonight. Right-hander against the right-hander. Tyon holds to the set. Now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up. Ball's playable. It's on the infield. Shaw moving underneath it. Now he's called off by Swanson, who's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it. The Padres squander an opportunity here to draw even. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was an error. And there was 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 6th inning. It is the Cubs 3, the Padres 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this from our friend Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
For those of you who join us late night, we like to do the NPB games in the Japanese League. So if you're around and awake, we will do some of those. Here is our Facebook group that you're welcome to join and follow the great game in Japan. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Cubs in the top of the 6th inning. Dansby Swanson, Nico Horner, and Pete Crow Armstrong as they are getting ready to face the right-hander Dylan Cease. A little surprised that Cease is going to be coming back out for the 6th, but he is indeed. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over underneath it is Tyler Wade, and with one pitch, there is one gone here in inning number 6. And that is going to bring up the second baseman in Nico Horner. That is exactly what the Padres right-hander could use. He could use a very quick inning here. He's at 88 pitches now. So the right-hander Cease rocking himself into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nico Hoerner. Hoerner batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Cease, who rocks and delivers. Pitch on the way, fastball catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Cease getting the sign from Maldonado, and he rocks into the windup. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on. It's chopped foul on the first base side home plate. The count goes to 1-2 on Hoerner. As we mentioned, check our calendar up here the next couple of days, as we are going to add a couple of more MLB games. As we said, one on Friday for sure. Cubs and Diamondbacks will slide into our schedule, and probably look to add another one on Thursday as well, as the 1-2 pitch is on the way. Cease kicks and fires. There's a fastball that spiked up to the plate. Count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haven't yet decided what that other game will be on the Thursday. So as we say, check our calendar and you'll be able to see what that is. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Fielded neatly by Bogarts, who throws to first. It's going to go in the books as a ground out. 6-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 in the books. And that is going to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. I probably will say this. I have a feeling it's probably going to be the Mariners and the Reds. It's Brian Wu for the Mariners, who's having another good start to his year. And Brady Singer, former Kansas City Royal, who was in the rotation for the Reds. He was traded straight up for Jonathan India. So those would be the, more than likely, the game that we're going to call out. We'll go off at 9:40 Eastern. So if you're at work, be sure to join us. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Crow Armstrong doubled in a run his last time up, and he was picked off at second. He has also struck out tonight, as the right-hander rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled off into the catcher Maldonado, and the count is 0-2. So that is what our expectation is on the Thursday games. As we said, Friday, Diamondbacks and Cubs. Nobody has been slated to start in that one yet. We may pick up a game on Wednesday, but I think the likelihood of that is rather low. Pitch on the way, fastball misses up and away. Count now goes to 1-2 on Crow Armstrong. Wednesday, a game that I'd be interested in is the Braves and the Jays. It's Spencer Strider. I'd like to see him on the mound for Atlanta in that one, but I don't think we're going to be able to call that. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is sliced into left center field over the glove of Manny Machado, and Crow Armstrong is aboard with his second hit of the night. So he's got himself a single, and that's going to bring up the catcher and Miguel Amaya. I have to say, has a pretty good piece of hitting there by Crow Armstrong. It was a breaking ball. He went down in and he got it, and he was able to slash it or knife it over the head of the third baseman Machado, who was in the 6th hole. Well, looks like it's going to do it. Dylan Cease's night is over. We're going to the bullpen. As Mike Schilt is on the mound, he's going to take the ball from his right-hander. Our friend Gracie Lynn in the house, I'll come back and answer that in a couple moments. She's got a lot of questions. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. We have a relief pitcher and our friend Steve.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you going to throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. Every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Gracie Lynn is doing some fact checking on us here. She's absolutely correct. It's going to be at 9:40 Pacific. I think it's 12:40 on the Eastern time zone, or 12:40 in the Eastern time zone. Regardless, we will be on the airwaves more than likely for that on Thursday. And then I have to take a look, as I said, Wednesday, maybe try to squeeze something in, but at least 2 more MLB games. And we get to the weekend, and that becomes a bit of a conundrum. Probably a NPB game, maybe on the Friday game, and maybe even Saturday, as we mentioned. I'd like to check to see where Trevor Bauer is at with the Bay Stars. It's going to be Alex Jacob coming in. This is going to be his 8th appearance. He has worked 8 2/3 innings, and he's posted an ERA of 3.12. So he is on to face Miguel Amaya, and the first pitch is an 84-mile-an-hour changeup taken for a called strike. I think it's changeup because I don't know really how fast this guy always throws. It was a bit of a weird-looking pitch, different angle. So no balls and 1 strike as the pitch is on the way. It's a sidewinder, and it's a throw down to first. They almost got Crow Armstrong leading the other way, but he is diving back safely. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Amaya. So maybe that 85 is something that is his fastball, because the last pitch came in at 84. But he does give a different look. He's a bit lanky, and he's got a very sidearmish delivery. There's a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is hit into right field. And Crow Armstrong's going to go from first to third on the single by Amaya. And the Cubs here with 2 out have got something brewing, and that's going to bring up the third baseman and Matt Shaw. Gracie Lynn says, we think too much alike. Yeah, possibly. So Matt Shaw coming to bat. He is 1 for 2 in this one here tonight. He's entered the fray hitting 164, and now he's got his average up to 175. As we said, he's got a very unique stance. This time he doesn't look like he's as closed as we've seen him. Here comes the pitch. There's a slow breaking ball that misses inside at 71 miles an hour, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Shaw. Shaw singled in the 5th, struck out in the 3rd. 3 runs, 8 hits, and an error for the Cubs. 1, 3, and 1 for the Padres tonight. Fastball swung on and shot foul behind home plate, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. It's Wandy Peralta for the Padres. And the pitch on the way, squaring to bunt is Shaw, and he takes that one inside for a ball, and the count is 2-1. Ian Happ, who is on deck. He bats from both sides of the plate, so I don't know if they would continue with the right-hander or if the lefty's heating up for Kyle Tucker. There's a fastball that is jammed on the fists, has popped up right to the first baseman, Arias. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. Well, again, the Cubs threatened, but they don't score. There was no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the last half of the 6th inning. 1 starter's out. We'll keep our eye on Tyon to see if he's back in. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Got a few people in the house tonight. We're glad you guys can make it. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers, and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And I also want to send a shout out to Steve Rademacher, as he has lost himself a friendly wager. We are going to be going to a couple games in Kansas City next year. He's going to take care of all the tickets and the food. I can't wait for that one. I'll make sure I starve myself for a couple of weeks beforehand, as we're going to try to get some Kansas City barbecue. And that is where it's going to be. So it'll be Larissa Reyes, Manny Machado, and Gavin Sheets. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Luis Arias. Arias is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. Also flown out to left field as the pitch is on the way. A breaking ball that he checks his swing foul on, and the count goes to 0-2. 72 pitches for Taillon through the first 5 innings. We would be thinking he has got to be near the end of his leash here, as the right-hander rocks into the delivery. He kicks and fires. Fastball at 90 miles an hour that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Padres. So Arias, with that open stance, waits here on the offering from Taillon. It's a fastball that just misses under the hands, and the count goes even to 2-2. I have to say, that last pitch, a lot of run on the pitch from Taillon, just not enough to catch the inside corner. So here's the 2-2 pitch as he rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted foul into the seats down the third base line. The count remains at 2-2. Cubs and Padres from Petco. Glad you guys could jump in here with us tonight. 3-1 for the Cubs. Padres batting here in the bottom of the 6th. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle. Fielded by Swanson. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Arias on a ground out 6-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman in Manny Machado. So for Machado, he is 0 for 2. He has flown to left and flown to right. And he has made an error at third base that led to one of the runs in the 2-run homer off the bat of Michael Busch, as he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Machado waggling the bat, waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who delivers a breaking ball that just misses upstairs. Count is 1-1 to Machado. It was in the the 4th inning that Machado had booted the ball off the bat of Justin Turner. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. It was Michael Busch who turned the pitch around to give the Cubs an 2-1 advantage at that time. So here comes the 2-1 offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the line in right field. Giving chase is Tucker. It is drifting. He slides, and he's not going to be able to make the catch as it lands in foul territory near the stands. That's going to run the count now to 2-2. Tucker had to come a long way. As we were talking about earlier, it's a pitcher's park in San Diego. There's lots of real estate in the outfield, a little bit wider down the lines as well in foul territory. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses at the knees, low and away, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Taillon getting his side. He rocks himself into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul into the seats past the first base dugout, and the count remains at 3-2. So again, the right-hander ready to go as he works himself into the windup. Taillon kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and this ball is Popped up foul down the left field line, and it's going to drift into the seats. Shaw, Swanson, and Happ were all moving in the direction, but he ran out of real estate, and it keeps the count at 3-2 here to Machado. So again, Taillon ready to deliver the payoff pitch. He rocks into the motion and delivers another breaking ball, swung on, pop foul, giving chase as Amaya, but he's going to watch this one drift into the seats. So it's been a steady diet of breaking balls here to Machado. One after another after another. Brad Keller has begun to throw in the Cubs bullpen. As Taillon now up to 86 pitches in the game here, as now Machado has asked for time as he's used his offensive timeout, and he slowly saunters out of the batter's box, doing a full tour of the dirt circle around home plate. So the right-hander Taillon rocking himself into the windup. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the right field line. And the count remains full. It's turning into quite the battle here. This is going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat to Machado. And we wonder if he might make the change after this. Another breaking ball swung on, and another one belted foul. So the battle will continue as pitch number 11 is going to be coming up in just a moment. So again, the 3-1 pitch as the right-hander rocks and delivers. Fastball misses inside, and that is going to be ball 4. So Machado wins the battle. He's going to get himself a walk. That's going to bring up the designated hitter in Gavin Sheets. I got to tell you, if I'm the Cubs, I think I want to send the pitching coach out to do a fuel check on the right-hander here. Maybe give Brad Keller a little bit more opportunities. So our friend Tyler, who's been in the stream tonight, Tyler, this might be for you here, man, because I don't know if Taillon's got enough energy here to be able to do it. Well, there's our answer right now. Forget the pitching coach. It's going to be Craig Counsell coming out to the mound. He has seen enough. He's going to make the change here. The GM says, who's in the lead? The ticker's across the bottom of the screen. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is our friend Steve to keep you entertained once again. We'll be right back after this. Pitching change. Taillon done. Brad Keller coming in.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
That is our friend Steve Radebacher. Be sure to check him out after the game. After this 30-second timeout, we will be back with all the action as there is a pitching change. Brad Keller is in. And Jameson Taillon is finished. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Gavin Sheets coming to bat here, and it'll be Brad Keller coming in to face him as Manny Machado is at first with one gone here in the 6th inning. This here could be the turning point in the ballgame. Jameson Taillon will be responsible for the runner at first. He had himself a pretty good start here tonight. He worked 5 1/3 innings, only allowing 3 hits. So far, 1 run, which was earned. He walked 1. And at least by our counts tonight, he had struck out 4. So this is going to be Keller. He is entering the game. It's his 6th appearance of the year. Has no record. He's got himself 6 1/3 innings pitched. He has a 2.84 ERA. He's struck out 7 and walked 2, as he will take over here. So Machado getting his lead over at first base. As the right-hander delivers, there is a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt, and the count is 1-0 to Sheets. Sheets tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown to right and popped to third in his 2 trips. And probably a good decision there by Counsell to go to the right-hander here, as it looked like Taillon was running out of gas after that last battle with Manny Machado. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. So a fresh arm to face Sheets. Sheets' averages dropped to an even 300 on the year. Batting from the left side here. He really waggles the bat. Pitch is on the way. There is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keller again getting the sign from his catcher, and he fires over to first, and diving back in time safely is Machado. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As again, the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. One thing that is for certain is Gavin Sheets could be a double play candidate if he keeps it on the ground. But keep your eye on Machado to see if they put him in motion. He has 6 stolen bases this year in his 6 attempts. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on. It is popped up over down the left field line. Giving chase is Shaw. Giving chase is Happ. Everybody is giving chase, and it's going to drop in. Nobody took charge of that one. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Manny Machado was going to be safe at second base. Swanson picked it up and had the wherewithal to fire it in as Nico Horner at the bag, but they did not get Machado. That is going to be ruled as a single. Nobody hit the glove. And now the Padres have runners at first and second. That's got to be Ian Happ's ball. There's no doubt about it. So now the Padres with runners at first and second, it's going to bring Xander Bogaerts to the plate. And the Cubs tonight, each team has made an error, but that one was of the mental variety. There is a first pitch breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Bogaerts tonight has flown to right and struck out in his 2 trips. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Keller, who checks the runner Machado at second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. As we said, could be a turning point in this ball game right here. First and second, the Padres have runners, 1 gone in the 6th. Here's the offering from Keller. Delivers, breaking ball swung on and chopped foul right behind home plate. Count is now 1-2 on Bogaerts. I have to say, even though I'm not a big fan of this Padre lineup tonight, they do have a lot of firepower. No Jackson Merrill. No Jake Cronenworth. Has the 1-2 pitch ready to come here. And now time has been called as Bogaerts will step aside. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting shortstop of the Padres. Keller checks the runner at second. Machado is jockeying with him. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count goes to 2-2. Gracie Lynn says, what has been some of the most surprising teams and players around MLB the first 2.5 weeks? Well, I think right now the Padres are 13-3 out of the gate. In that tough National League West, you got to tip your hat to them. They are off and running. They got a winning percentage over 800. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bogaerts. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Bogaerts. On deck is Jose Iglesias. I have to say, if I'm the Padres. I want Bogarts as bad in the hand. Not that Jose Iglesias can't do something, but fastball misses down, and that is going to be ball 4. Bogarts is going to get himself a free pass. That's going to load the bases. So advancing to third is Machado. Moving over to second is Sheets. Bases are full of Padres, and that's going to bring Jose Iglesias to the plate. For Iglesias, he's officially 0 for 2. He has struck out, and he has reached on an error. The strikeout in the second inning versus Tyon was very, very interesting, at least in my opinion, because it was a 10-pitch at bat. Really took a lot out of Tyon to be able to retire Iglesias before he went down on strikes. He reached base in the 5th inning on the error by Matt Shaw, but he was left stranded at third. So bases full of Padres here with 1 gone in the 6th. The pitching coach had come out to visit Keller there as we had a little bit of a stoppage. Friend Gracie Lynn said, if Iglesias hits a grand slam, you got to sing OMG to us in the commercial break. I don't think that's ever going to happen. The singing portion, that is. So Iglesias stepping in here, got a career 329 average with the bases loaded, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls that one away. Count is 0-1. Iglesias does have the flair for the dramatics, that's for certain. Friend Gracie Lynn was referencing his song OMG last year that he had released when he was playing with the Mets. As the 0-1 is on the way, there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Padres threatening here in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded, 1 gone. Cubs clinging to a 3-1 lead. Pitches on the way. Fastball swung on. Grounded softly in front of home plate. Keller's got to come off the mound to get it, and they're not going to get anybody. It's like a swinging bunt. Keller fields the ball, and that is going to cash a run in. He only hit that ball about 15 feet. Machado scores the 2nd run of the game. Everybody advances a base safely. Sheets goes to third. Bogarts is at 2nd. Iglesias safe at first on the infield single. That is going to bring Jason Hayward to the plate. Well, for Hayward, he's 0 for 2 tonight. And the Padres' threat continues here. As the right-hander Keller works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Fastball just misses off the outside corner for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Padres looked like they were scuffling along here tonight, and all of a sudden, they've got a lot of life. Here's the 1-0. Fastball swung on and hammered foul down the left field line. Count runs even to Hayward at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hayward, in his last at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher. We were commenting about how he has lost a lot of speed. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, lined right up the middle, almost took the head of the pitcher off. Swanson dives. He stops the ball and knocks it down, fires it into the plate. Gavin Sheets is going to come around to score. The bases are still going to be loaded, as that is an RBI single off the bat of Hayward. A great play by Swanson, the shortstop, just to knock it down. He doesn't knock it down. It's probably 2 runs cross. And the score is now all knotted up at 3. So Bogart's now the runner at third. Iglesias the runner at second. And Hayward with his single here, and it's supposed to bring Tyler Wade to the plate. So some clutch hitting here as we've got ourselves a 3-3 ball game. And Tyler Wade has taken an early strike here as he's taken too much time. They charged a batter violation. So he's in the hole at 0-1. Here comes the pitch. Fastball at 99, swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Wade tonight, 1 for 2, has a single in 2 trips. He's also struck out. This is his first game of the 2025 season. Pitch on the way, fastball at 100 that catches the outside corner now. That's going to send Wade walking back to the dugout for a called 3rd strike on only 2 pitches. So that's 2 in the books. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Martin Maldonado. I have to tell you, I didn't see that in Keller. He's dialed it back, bringing the upper 90s. That wasn't what we saw earlier in his appearance here when he faced Iglesias. Well, looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Oscar Gonzalez hitting for Maldonado. In 4 games, he's hitting .375, no homers and a couple of RBIs. So Maldonado's night is going to be done. So the pinch hitter, Oscar Gonzalez, in to hit. And the first pitch at 98, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Gonzalez batting from the right side here against the right-hander Keller, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2. This is the 8th pitcher to come to bat here for the Padres in this one. Gracie Lynn says that the probably would have been better served leaving Tyon in. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. To be honest, I'm not so sure about that. He was running out of gas. And that bat again, that at bat that Machado had was about an 11 pitch at bat. Would have taken the sting out of the tail. At a tie on, and there's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Gonzalez is down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3, and that is going to do it. Well, we got ourselves a brand new ball game as we are now through 6 complete. There were 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and the Padres strand the bases loaded. Your score as we are now through 6 complete. It is the Padres 3 and the Cubs 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
We got a brand new ball game as we go to the top of the 7th. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. A pitching change and a defensive substitution here for the Padres. Moving in behind the plate will be Elias Diaz. He'll replace Oscar Gonzalez. And it'll be Adrian Morejon on the mound here for the Padres. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in to Ian Happ. It'll be the top of the order, Happ, Tucker, and Turner here to face the left-hander. Making his 8th appearance of the year. He's got no record. He does have a 1.23 ERA. There's another breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler says, escaped a real nightmare inning there. Absolutely. We're very, very close. Our friend James says the Cubs blew a 2-run lead. Yeah, they couldn't hold it. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike to Ian Happ. And they were definitely fortunate to get out of that inning with a tie game, as the bases were completely full, and they were looking to add more to it. And there is a pitch that misses down again to Happ, and now the count goes to 3-1. So it's going to turn into the battle of the bullpens. Both of these bullpens are pretty good. If right now, if I had to make a pick, I would probably put the needle to the Padres. But there's a fastball that misses outside. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say that he didn't go as called by Nick Lenz. So a leadoff walk here to Ian Happ. Those are the ones that always kill you. The leadoff walks in the inning. It can drive managers insane. And that is where we have it right now, is a leadoff walk here to the leadoff hitter, Ian Happ. And so this brings Tucker to the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball at 97 that's way upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So Marahone here comes in, and he's having an issue with his command. He's thrown 6 pitches so far, and 5 of them have been for balls. The lefty again working himself to the set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. Well, if you're the Padres, you might want to get somebody up in the bullpen. Marahone here, not so much. And they've got the pitching coach coming out immediately to the mound here. He's got a very slow walk coming on, as Marahone's all over the place, and Mike Schilt is on the phone to the bullpen, probably telling them to hurry up. Let's get somebody going here, because Marahone hasn't been anywhere close. So stay tuned if you're a Cubs fan, because Marahone has brought in his gasoline can and soaked them out. It looks like he wants to light it on fire. And with Kyle Tucker ahead in the count here at 2 balls and no strikes. And it is a table-setting piece here for the Cubs. Runner at first is Happ. Tucker here ahead in the count at 2-0, and Justin Turner waiting on deck. And the right-hander is Jason Adam up in the bullpen for the Padres. Julian Williams says, how much longer before the game ends? I always love that. It's a great question. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-1. Well, they play 9 innings, and so unlike cricket, which can go on for days if you're playing a test match, this one here will end tonight. But if you could tell us the time, we would love to be able to know it. It's the top of the 7th inning. Still got 3 innings left to play. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Unlike in the Japanese league, where there are ties after 12 innings, they will go extras and play to the death, I suppose you would say it. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to the first base side, and is picked up in foul territory by Luis Arias, and the count is 3-2. My friend Tyler is saying Marahone is already going to blow this. I don't know about that. Looks like he's finally settling in here a little bit. It was a pretty atrocious start to what he was doing. Three balls and 2 strikes here to Tucker, and now the pitch is on the way. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Tucker's in the books. He's gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Justin Turner. So all of a sudden, whatever the pitching coach for the Padres had said to Marahone, it certainly worked. So that is Ruben Nabella, who went out to the mound, whispered in his ear, and whatever it did has done the trick. So here comes Turner to the plate, and the first pitch is at 98, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Turner tonight has reached on an error, and he's flown out to right twice. He also came in to score the first run of the game, and there's a breaking ball that's in the dirt. It goes all the way to the backstop, and that is going to allow the runner Ian Happ to move into scoring position. So that takes the possibility of a double play away. Marahone had spiked that one into the dirt. I'm going to look at the replay on that one, and it come inside. Turner had to avoid getting nailed with the ball in the dirt. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Turner as the lefty kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. Bogarts fields it. He throws to first, and Turner's gone by a couple of steps. Goes as a ground out, 6-3. So 2 in the books, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Michael Busch. Well, for Busch, he delivered the big blow in the 4th inning. He had given the Cubs a 2-1 lead. As he has a 2-run shot here tonight, he's also struck out and flown to right. He's got his average up to 316 with that home run earlier. It was his 4th of the year. As the pitch on the way from Morejon is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Anytime you get the leadoff hitter on with a walk, we say that there's a 50-50 chance of scoring, but the Padres might be able to wiggle themselves out of this one here yet again. Here's the 1-0 pitch as the lefty kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side, fielded neatly by Arias. He's going to take it himself, and he wins the race to the bag, and Busch is gone on a ground out to 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Cubs. They go quietly in the 7th after Morejon looks like he is probably going to be hooked after 2 batters. He's able to settle down and get the side after allowing a leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Cubs 3 and the Padres 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back in just a few. Glad you guys could make it in here with us. Our friend Julian and James in here as well. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
That is our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. He has got all kinds of weird and crazy things on his channel. We'll be back right after this with all the action in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. It is 3-3 Cubs and Padres, top of the 7th. Welcome back, everybody. The pitching parade for the Cubs continues. It's going to be Nate Pearson out of the bullpen, making his 8th appearance. He's got no record, and he's got a fluffed-up ERA at 7.56. The former Toronto Blue Jay on the mound delivers a first-pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Fernando Tatis Jr. Tatis Jr., Luis Arias, and Manny Machado to face the right-hander here, as he is going to be the 3rd pitcher used now by the Cubs. As there is a breaking ball down, they appeal over to the first base umpire, and they say Tatis went around, and the count goes even at 1-1. I have to say, I haven't seen Pearson in a while. I saw him quite a bit in a Blue Jay uniform, and by my accounts, it looks like he's trimmed down a little bit. He's lost a little bit of weight. He looked like he was a little bit on the pudgy side in Toronto, as there is a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1. Wanted to be a starter in Toronto, and Pearson was never able to kind of get it going and stay healthy. So it looks like he is a key piece to the bullpen, or potentially a key piece to the bullpen for the Cubs. As that last pitch misses down, it's 3-1 to Tatis Jr. There's a fastball that comes inside, almost hits Tatis Jr., spins him right around. He loses his helmet. It's going to be ball 4. And he is going to make it down to first base, as that is a leadoff walk here. We're going to look at that one again. That had a lot of run on it, 2-seam fastball, but I have to say the pitch was inside, but the theatrical performance by Tatis was Academy Award worthy. So He is going to go down to first base. And that is going to bring Luis Arias to the plate. And Arias takes a 96-mile-an-hour fastball off the inside corner for ball one. Arias is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. As the right-hander throws over to first and diving back in time is Tatis. Our friend Guerrero Ricardo says Tatis about to turn that 1-0 into a 4-3 lead. Well, now that he's at first base, not so much, but keep your eye. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first base, and it gets past Michael Busch down the right field line, and it's off the wall. Rounding third and holding at third is going to be Tatis Jr. Arias into second with a double. Busch had dove, and it looked like he just got a little bit of the glove on it. So now the Padres have got something brewing here. They got runners at second and third. That's going to be a double. Tough play there. He was at first base, and he'd come off the bag, and then when he went to get there, he dove back, and it just got slightly under the glove. So now the runners are at second and third, and it brings Manny Machado to the plate. Padres here, runners at second and third, looking to put some runs across the board. And it looks like that Craig Counsell's going to hold up the 4 fingers. They want no part of Machado. He's going to get a walk to load the bases. And now they got the bases loaded here with Gavin Sheets coming to the plate. I guess pick your poison. And Sheets tonight is 1 for 3. He singled and scored a run in the last inning. So Sheets waggling the bat here, waiting on the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So if you're a San Diego fan, you probably just pumped a fist. If you're a Cubby fan, you probably just threw up in your mouth. The way this inning is gone. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it's a fastball that gets all the way to the backstop, and that's going to get a run in. Tatis is going to score. A wild pitch is going to advance Arias over to third. Machado is now at second. And like that, the Padres have taken a 4-3 lead. Craig Counsell, just all he could do is scratch his head. Nate Pearson has come in here, and he has done nothing yet except walk a batter, allow a double, and then give up the 4-finger intentional walk. So now they are still threatening are the Padres. 4-3, they have the lead. Here comes the pitch from Pearson. Fastball at 97 that misses way off the plate, and the count's 2-0. I got to see what they've got going in the bullpen because this one here is about to slip away from the Cubs. 3 balls and no strikes to Sheets. Runner at third, Arias. Runner at second, Machado. Pitch on the way. Fastball center cut for a called strike. Count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander kicks and delivers again. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count now runs full to Sheets. Cookie is in here. We welcome you to the stream. Welcome everybody else here. Glad you guys are listening. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and now time has been called by the catcher, Amaya. What's going on there? He's got something to say with the home plate umpire, Mark Ripperger. And I think what it is they've got a problem with their communication system. Imagine how that happens. All of a sudden you got a storm on your hands, and then your communication system breaks down. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lined into right field for a base hit. That's going to get 1 run in. Rounding third and heading home and scoring another run is going to be Machado. So both runs have crossed the plate, and the Padres are now out to a 6-3 lead here against the Cubs. A 2-run single off the bat of Gavin Sheets. And the Padres' hot streak here to start the year continues as they are now out in front 6-3. Our friend Tyler's pumping a fist. And so does Skips and everybody else that's in here. We appreciate guys that have jumped in. There's the first pitch fastball that misses way outside. They appeal down to the first base umpire lens, but they say that Bogarts didn't go. So 1 ball and no strikes to Bogarts. Still nobody out here in the last half of the 7th inning. Pearson being left to hang as the pitch is a fastball that misses up and in. And the count now goes to 2-0. Well, I wonder if right now the booking agents for the Cubs, I don't know if Pearson's got any options left or if he's all out of options, but certainly not off to a great start on the season here. Here's the pitch, a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Jose Iglesias is waiting his turn on deck as the Padres want to keep the conga line going here. And there's a fastball center cut for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. I'm just amazed here at this one here tonight, how it started and how it's changing and finishing. Fastball misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. As Bogarts is going to be aboard, that's going to advance Sheets to second. And now, finally, the Cubs pitching coach is making his way to the mound. They have a few words with Pearson. The pitching coach for the Cubs is Tommy, if I said the last name right, Hotovy. And finally, Eli Morgan up in the pen, the former Cleveland Guardian, throwing. All I can say is that Nate Pearson here is looking for a lifeline. He has thrown 18 pitches so far in this ball game. He's only thrown 6 for strikes, so the 33% rule is not going to work, not at this level. So it brings Jose Iglesias to the plate. Iglesias is officially 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. He has also reached on an error, and he has struck out. And of all the at-bats, probably the strikeout was the most impressive, as it was a battle that he had against the starter, Jameson Taillon, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Iglesias was a spark plug, as we mentioned last year, for the Mets, and he has come in here and has performed admirably for the Padres. There's a ball that is grounded softly to second. It is going to advance the runners, as that is going to retire Iglesias on a ground out 4-3, but Sheets is going to advance to third. Bogarts advances to second. They're still not out of the woods. It's going to bring Jason Hayward to the plate. So Padres with runners at second and third and 1 gone. That's going to bring Craig Counsell out. Cohen Phillips in here as well, listening tonight. We appreciate you for being in here. Gracie Lynn says, has this turned into a 5-run 7th for the Padres? No, it's a 3-run 7th, as they got 2 in the 6th to tie it. So we're glad you're with us here. Don't doze off yet. Our friend Devin says, it's hard being a Cub fan. That bullpen is so trash, it's ridiculous. Maybe they ought to give Rowan Wick and Anthony Kay a call, as they've been pitching for the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars. Hang tight, everybody. We got a pitching change on our hand. We'll be right back after this. Our friend Steve Rademacher will keep you entertained.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you gonna throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in the front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change as the Cubs are going to the bullpen. It is going to be Eli Morgan who is coming in to replace Nate Pearson, as Eli Morgan will be on in relief here, the former Cleveland Guardian, to take over, as he is going to be set to face Jason Hayward. 5'10" Morgan on in relief. He's making his 7th appearance. He has not had a great stretch either. He's worked 6 2/3 innings this year, and he's posted an ERA of 8.10. A pretty good year with the Guardians last year in 32 games, but now pitching in Chicago, it's a little bit different. He's worked 6 2/3 innings. He's allowed 9 hits. He's given up 6 runs, all of which have been earned, walking 2 and striking out 4. So he is on in relief. He faced Jason Hayward with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Infield is in here for the Cubs. And it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Hayward tonight, 1 for 3. As he's also driven in a run. And the pitch ready to come here from Morgan is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. Now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls in, 2 strikes. Our friend Guerrero says, anyone got a life alert for the Cubs? They've fallen and can't get up. That is the truth. It's too bad, because it looked like they were in cruise control in this game. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right center field. Again, confusion of the Cubs outfield. Kyle Tucker is going to make the catch, but nobody's going to be able to tag. It wasn't deep enough. We saw that in the last half inning when it was a single off the bat of Gavin Sheets that fell in between Swanson, Happ, and Shaw. Well, that one there, Tucker and Crow Armstrong looked confused. Tucker able to make the catch there to retire Hayward for the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Tyler Wade. Well, for Wade, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single that's been surrounded by 2 strikeouts. And he swings at the first pitch fastball, and he lifts that one down the left field line. And that is going to be 0-1. Our friend Aim Near says, how long till this is done? And will Tyon get another strikeout? Well, if you're listening in, you would have known that Tyon was relieved in the 6th inning. So the answer to that is no. He's done for the night. So no balls and 1 strike it is. And there is a fastball swung on. It's chopped back to the pitcher. Morgan comes off the mound to field it. He fires to first, and that's going to go in the books as a ground out, 1-3. And that is going to do it here for the Padres in their half of the 7th inning. But there's been damage done and lots of it. 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 2 hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Your score is the Padres 6, the Cubs 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Friend Tyler says this has a Robert Suarez save written all over it. And yes, Tyon is out of the game. We'll be back after this from our friend Steve.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs that you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open. And I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel. Tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles, too. Remember, opening day, every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in Funny Pages, guys.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to check him out as he's got all kinds of crazy stuff. We do have a pitching change as Adrian Morejon is done for the night. It is going to be Jason Adam on in relief. He's going to be the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Padres in this one. So Adam has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action. He's making his 9th appearance. He's posted a 2-0 record. He has worked 8 1/3 innings, striking out 13 and walking 4. So he is going to be slated to face Swanson, Horner, and Crow Armstrong here in inning number 8. And the right-hander ready to go here as Adam kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Count is 1-0. NLMB Kwan says, any chance Dylan Cease gets 2 more strikeouts? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right there with Jameson Tyon, as there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. So, I don't know. You tell me. So here comes the 2-0 pitch, as both of those ones are out of the game for a while. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-1. So the answer to that question after our response would be 0 chance. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here comes the 2-1 pitch. And there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dansby Swanson. Now, if it was a Little League game and you could have a re-entry rule, maybe there would be the chance. As the 2-2 pitch ready to come, but Swanson has asked for time. We are getting into the deep water here for the Cubs as they are starting to run out of outs, as it is getting late in the ball game here. As the 2-2 pitch ready to come, and it's on its way. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called third strike. Swanson looked confused on that one as he watches that one sail into the mitt of Elias Diaz. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman and Nico Horner. Our friend NLB or friend WDBZ says, I remind him of Harry Carey. There is a first pitch that is swung on and grounded foul down the third base line. The count is 0-1. I don't have any beer tonight. I don't usually call the games with beer. So after we have a few of those, maybe it would be more realistic. So no balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander ready to go again. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and pop foul down the right field line of the count. So 1-2. If you are a Cub fan and you want to hear more, we're going to do the one on Friday between the Diamondbacks and the Cubs. That's the afternoon affair from Wrigley. I believe a 2:20 first pitch or 11:20, I think, on the West Coast. So if you're around, be sure to check that out. Here's the 0-2 offering, and there is a fastball swung on, is lifted into straightaway center field. He started moving back, and then he came in, did Tyler Wade, and he's there to make the catch, and Horner is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. On Thursday, we are going to do the Reds and the Mariners. And on Wednesday, we may just take a timeout. We're going to be catching some minor league action live. Our friend Gracie Lynn knows we're going to be heading out. As the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 0-1. Tyler said, did you already announce the NPB broadcast today? Our next NPB one was going to be Friday night North American time, which will be the Saturday game, as there is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2 on Crow Armstrong. I'm going to go see the Eugene Emeralds and the Vancouver Canadians. So we'll be looking at some high A action. There is a fastball that swung on and fouled away by Crow Armstrong, and the count remains at 0-2. That'll be Wednesday evening in the Northwest League. But a week from today, it'll be the Padres and the Tigers will be in Detroit for that one live. As the 0-2 is on the way. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Haven't been to Comerica Park this year. Got to see Kansas City last year, and I think I'll get to the Twins in August. It'll be the Twins and the Tigers, if I'm not mistaken. There is a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole past the diving first baseman Arias into right field. And Crow Armstrong is going to get himself aboard with a single. That's going to be his third hit of the night. Our friend Alex, who was in here earlier, was saying, well, what do you think about the slow start by Armstrong? Well, you'd never know based on tonight. That's his third hit. He's got 2 singles and a double. He's also driven in one of the Cub runs. And that is going to bring up the catcher in Miguel Amaya. So Adam ready to deliver here as he holds to the set and now fires. It is a breaking ball that misses inside. The count's 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to the catcher of the Cubs. Right-hander against the right-hander as Adam holds to the set. And Crow Armstrong jockeying at first. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. I'm just really surprised at the number of short armers that the Padres have on their staff. We saw Cease start tonight. Looked like he was pie throwing, and now you got Adam here, who looks very, very similar with his arm action. And he does a side sling over to first base. And getting back safely there is Crow Armstrong. So Crow Armstrong establishes his lead. Looks like he wants to run here. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there he goes. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. No throwdown. Timed that one perfectly. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Amaya. So he picks himself up a stolen base. He had a massive jump. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Amaya as, again, Crow Armstrong establishes lead. I wouldn't bat an eye that he tries to take third. He did get picked off second in the 4th inning. As Adam checks him and now delivers. Fastball swung on and fouled away. This one was ripped down the left field line, but going to be hooked into the seats. Count remains at 1-2 to Amaya. So Cubs running out of outs here as they are batting here in the inning. Our friend Gracie Lynn says she's going to go to Pensacola and Columbus tomorrow night, as there's a pitch that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. The Braves' new Double-A team, it'll be their first game ever. Our friend Guerrero is just dropping the one-liners tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered into the corner, and it's going to get down fair, and that's going to get a run in. He's going to trade places as Amaya, as Crow Armstrong is going to come in to score. And reaching second with a double, an RBI double, is Amaya. So the Cubs aren't dead yet. So he's got himself an RBI. Crow Armstrong in to score. And that's going to bring up Matt Shaw to the plate. And the tying run is coming to the plate here for the Cubs here in the 8th. So Matt Shaw tonight, 1 for 3 in the ballgame, a single and 3 trips. He's also struck out and popped to first. Diaz is coming out to talk to the right-hander Adam. But it looks like we may have a pinch hitter. It looks like Shaw's night is done. It's going to be John Birdie. John Birdie, speaking of which, he was a former Toronto Blue Jay farmhand, and then he started to make a name for himself with the Marlins. He spent time with the Yankees and now a Cub. Our friend WDBZ says, we got ourselves a game. Yes, you do. So here comes the offering from the right-hander Adam, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. A nice stop there by the catcher. Retreating back to second is the base runner Amaya. So 1 ball and no strikes to the pinch hitter Birdie. Tyler asked who the affiliates were there. I believe the Giants are the Eugene affiliate. Vancouver is with the Blue Jays. As the 1-0 pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to fielded by Bogarts. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Birdie on a ground out 6-3. And that is going to do it. We had 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors. And there was one runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Your score is the Cubs trailing the Padres 6-4. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Padres. The 9-1-2 hitters means Elias Diaz, then the top of the order, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Arias here in the bottom half of the 8th. So it has been a Padres seesaw here tonight. They began the lead in the 3rd inning with a home run off the bat of Tatis. Cubs came back with 2 of their own on a 2-run shot by Michael Busch and added another on an RBI double off the bat of Pete Crow Armstrong to go up 3-1. In the 6th inning, the Padres scored a pair to tie it, and then a 3-run uprising in the 7th. The Padres up 6-3, but then the Cubs got one back in the last half at 6-4. So this game is far from over. The first pitch breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Diaz. As the right-hander delivers, there is a fastball that is swung on and grounded foul. Count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to the right-hander as Morgan ready to go. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike here to Diaz. It's been a problem here tonight. The Cubs relievers have let them down. It was a pretty good start by Jameson Taillon. He went 5 1/3 innings. He's charged with 2 of the runs. As the right-hander Morgan kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that just misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And Diaz is going to get himself a leadoff walk, and that's going to bring Fernando Tatis Jr. to the plate. So for Tatis Jr., he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's homered in his 3 trips. He's also walked and scored a run. Batting from the right side here against Eli Morgan. And the first pitch coming here from the Cubs right-hander who kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Tatis waggling the bat as Morgan works himself to the set position. Here comes the 0-1. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes even at 1-1. I don't know. I think if I'm the Padres, I want to cash at least 1 more run in. This 2-run leads to me are never safe, especially going into the bottom of the 9th. A walk and a knock or a walk and a bomb can change things in a heartbeat. They can get a base runner. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. And if you're a Padre fan, you probably would prefer that. If you are a fan of the Cubs, anything here, it is going to be Robert Suarez who is heating up in the bullpen, so you got to expect the Padres are going to be turning it over to him for the 9th, as he is their closer. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. And this ball's gone. The second home run of the night off the batter, Fernando Tatis Jr., and that might be the dagger into the heart of the Cubs. It's going to extend the lead to 8-4. It got out in an absolute hurry. It was a missile off the bat of Tatis Jr., a 2-run shot. And that is going to make the scoreline 8-4, and it'll bring up the first baseman in Luis Arias. So Arias coming to the plate. He is 2 for 4. He's got a single and double in his 4 trips to the plate. He's also flown to left and grounded to short. And then Morgan delivers a first pitch fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Tatis Jr. has showed up big time tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. Chuck Willis in the house says he's a beast. And Tyler says, that's my favorite drug user. There you go. Here comes the pitch. No needles were harmed in that last home run as that breaking ball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Arias. Only thing they're missing is Jerkson Profar in left field. That would complete the chain, so to speak, as that breaking ball misses down. It's now 2-2 to Arias. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's more action now in the pen as Suarez up and throwing. I wonder if they'll shut him down, as it's no longer a safe situation. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-2 to Arias. And Eli Morgan struggling here on the mound with his command and control. So the right-hander ready to go again. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is hit into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. Moving back on the track, and what do you know? We got a Luis Arias home run, a solo shot, and the Padres go back-to-back. Arias with his second home run of the year, not known for his home runs. He's more of a pea shooter than anything else. But the Padres have extended their lead to 9-4. And you got to pretty much think there's no more coming back here for the Cubs, as that is 3 batters to the plate in the inning and 3 runs have crossed the plate. And if you're a Cub fan, well, I got to say, I kind of feel sorry for you. So that is going to bring Manny Machado to the plate, and our friend Chuck Willis is pulling for another one. Can they go back to back to back? There is a pitch that misses down. I wonder what the odds on that are if you're doing live betting. I wonder if there's a gambling house that would put that up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. So a Tatis homer, an Arias homer. What are the odds on a Machado homer? Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is belted foul down the right field line. Count goes to 1-2. Chuck says, keep him in, let him get shelled. Hey, you got to fluff up your stats against somebody, right? Here's the 1-2. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you just joined us, the Padres have extended their lead to 9-4. You're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Morgan delivers another breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2 on Machado. I guess it's not a point where you're going to get a positional player up because there has to be a bit of a spread, but boy, the bullpen here for the Cubs has been torched tonight. Fastball swung on, lined into center field for a base hit. And Machado's got himself a single. That's the 4th batter in a row to reach base here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up the designated hitter in Gavin Sheets. So Sheets coming to the plate. He is 2 for 4 in this one. He's had a couple of singles. He's scored a run and driven in a pair. But it looks like that is going to be the a pitching change here as Eli Morgan is going to get a talking to from the pitching coach. Thought we might have had a change on our hands, but not quite yet. They probably went out there and said, hey, we got to work on something. I said to him, time to work on your splitter. And he says, well, I don't have a splitter. Well, you got to start somewhere, because what you're throwing up to the plate ain't working right now. So that conference is almost over. Although the home plate umpire, Mark Ripperger, is now out to the mound. And so now they're calling for Craig Counsell to come to the mound. Tyler says, thanks for choosing this game tonight. He needed that. Is it a 5-run lead? Yeah, we are up at 9-4 right now. Counsell and the trainer are out, as Mark Ripperger had called time. So I have a feeling that's going to be the end of the night for Eli Morgan. So insult to injury, literally, he's walking off the mound probably right to the injured list, as his night is over. Cubs are going to the bullpen. We'll find out who that is when we return. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you. We're going to break out some of the archives from our infomercials here. Our good friend Steve Rademacher, he's got some wild and crazy stuff. We'll post a little bit here for you and share some entertainment with him. We'll be right back in just a few. 9-4, Padres have the lead, bottom 8.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
We got a pitching change as they are going to the bullpen, and we'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend Steve will keep you entertained for a couple more, as we are probably going to have a little bit of a extended break as the pitcher may need some warm-up tosses. We'll be right back and tell you who it is when we return.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Appreciate you there, Steve. The pitching change for the Cubs, it is going to be Ethan Roberts who will come on in to relieve Eli Morgan. He is just completing his tune-up tosses as we're ready to about resume the action. Roberts wearing the goggles on in relief. The 27-year-old this year is making his 4th appearance. He has worked 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 3 hits. He is not allowed a run to this point. He has walked none and struck out 3. So he's going to get a little extra opportunity to complete his warm-up tosses as Morgan has left due to injury. So he is going to get a few extra ones here as ready to go. Just to get you back up to speed, we started to let you know the inning ago. Padres opened the scoring on a solo shot by Tatis in the 3rd inning. That was his 5th homer of the year. The Cubs responded with a pair or 3 of their own in the bottom or the top of the 4th. 2-run homer by Michael Busch and a RBI double off the bat of Pete Crow Armstrong brought home Nico Horner. That made the scoreline 3-1 at the time. Padres have come back in the 6th inning. They scored 2 runs. RBI singles by Jose Iglesias and Jason Hayward even the score. But the Padres have added 3 more in the 7th and now 3 more in the 8th. And they now have a 9-4 lead. The Cubs did get a run in the top of the 8th inning to make it interesting. That is as close as they have come. So the Padres have themselves a 9-4 lead here, as it is going to be Gavin Sheets who will come to the plate once the right-hander has done this. Our friend Ronald in the house tonight, he says, what a crowd tonight. Yeah, we've had a good crowd. We missed you. Our resident Texas supporter coming in. I just wondered if he's a Dallas Cowboy fan, or if you're a Jerry Jones fan to boot. Well, Sheets just waiting here from the tune-off tosses from Roberts, as he will get himself ready to go. So the Padres are on the verge of getting their 14th win of the year. They are playing great baseball. We mentioned that they were up around over the 800 mark in winning percentage, and they'll continue that as well. So Ethan Roberts has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get back to the live action as Gavin Sheets will come to the plate. Manny Machado is the runner at first. He singled after the back-to-back home runs by Tatis Jr. and Arias have given the Padres a 9-4 lead. Sheets tonight is 2 for 4. He's got a single in two singles in 4 trips. He's also driven in a pair of runs and scored a run. Raised his season average up to 333. And the first pitch on the way here from Roberts as the fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Padres flexing their muscles here late in the game as the left-handed hitting Sheets waits on the offering from Roberts, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ronald says absolutely not much of a football fan, as he lived in Colorado most of his life. Gracie Lynn, we appreciate you for being here. Hopefully we'll see you later in the week, young lady. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2. Tyler says, thank you, Padres, for putting some extra chicken in his pot. Absolutely. Next MLB game more than likely will be Thursday, but we might squeeze one in on Wednesday. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Sheets. Pitch almost hit him in the back foot. He had to pull it out of the way there. Still didn't miss by much. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Roberts works to the set. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down. It's now 3-2. Cubs pitchers have walked 6 batters tonight, 3 of them by Nate Pearson. Keller, Morgan, and Tyon each had 1 walk. Roberts on the verge of joining that club as it's 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Gavin Sheets. He checks the runner over at first as he works himself to the set position. And now the pitch on the way. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Or is that fouled away? No, swung on and fouled away. Sorry. As that is going to keep the count at 3-2. Just by the way that he reacted, that was the case. Ramon says, are the Padres World Series favorites yet? Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, Ramon. As the 3-2 pitch is on the way. Lots of baseball still to be played. Breaking ball misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Roberts has got him giving up a base on balls to Sheets. Now all the Cubs pitchers have walked at least 1. It's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring Xander Bogaerts to the plate. Tyler says, when we have nights like this, we order a nice dinner. Chuck says, are you only a West Coast commentator? He says, new to the channel. Usually we do the Japanese games late at night. So that'd be 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. or certainly we do the games. But also we do some stuff in the morning as well. We're going to do some earlier games later in the week. So check the channel when we put up our schedule. There's a ground ball hit to short to go to second for 1. Back to first. Not going to be in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to race Sheets at second. That's going to go 6-4 on the putout. He's gone for the first out. Machado advances over to third. So the Padres still have something brewing here, as they got runners on the corners, and it's going to bring Jose Iglesias to the plate. And for Iglesias, he is 1 for 4. He's got a single and 4 trips. He's also reached on an error and has himself an RBI. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. On the way, fastball, take it for a called strike, counts 0-1. So we were talking earlier, probably Thursday would be the Reds and the Mariners. And then we'll look to do the Cubs and the Diamondbacks on Friday. Those would probably be the 2 major league games. And Wednesday is a bit up in the air. I wanted to do one Wednesday, but it's just I got some other commitments. There's a fastball that swung on, is grounded right in front of the plate. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not going to be in time. The runner at third is going to come in and score. That's Machado. Another fielder's choice, but it's going to be an RBI for Iglesias. It's going to increase the score line to 10-4. So Iglesias safe on the fielder's choice. The putout of Bogarts goes 2-6 as he's gone for the second out of the inning. And it's going to bring Jason Hayward to the plate, who is the 8th hitter to come to bat in inning number 8. So we got 8s all the way around. And I'm not sure what's going on here. We've got Craig Counsell, who has come out. We're going to see if they're going to challenge something here. Let's take a look at this one. I don't know what he's going to challenge quite yet. We're looking at the replay. I don't think it's worth a challenge. Well, he stumbled out of the box. Now, it's actually a really good play by Iglesias to avoid being hit with the ball. I think that's probably what it was. He probably thought that he may have been hit coming out of the batter's box. But that was not the case. Good call by the home plate umpire, Mark Ripperger. So that brings Jason Hayward to the plate as the right-hander Roberts holds set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Hayward 1 for 4 today, has a single and 4 trips. He's also driven in a run. He's raised his average to 211 on the year. Hayward waiting on the offering from the right-hander Roberts, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's tap foul over on the first base side. Count goes to 0-2. If you're a Cub fan listening in, you may not want me to call that game on Friday. I don't think I've got a win yet for the Cubs this year. I think we're 0-3. I was hoping to be able to get Shota Imanaga, but I don't think he goes tomorrow for the Cubs. I wanted to see him pitch. But I have another commitment on my plate. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Iglesias is the runner at first. There is 2 gone here as the Padres are batting in their half of the 8th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hayward as the right-hander holds set. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses well off the outside corner. Count goes to 2-2 on Hayward. And for those of you who do like to listen in, we do our drops. Wandy Peralta back up and throwing again, the left-hander. Saw him earlier in the game, so Suarez is sat down. Pitch on the way. There is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hayward waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Roberts. This game had pretty good pace to it, and then the 6th inning showed up, and it fell right off the table. Fastball swung on. It's broken the bat of Hayward. It's grounded softly to Michael Busch. He's going to field it and step on the base, and that is going to mercifully do it here in the 9th inning for the Cubs. But the Padres add 4 more runs on the board. They had 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of only 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 10-4 lead for the Padres. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to bookmark the channel for future games. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are skipping to the bottom half of the ninth inning. It is a 10-4 Padre lead, or the top half of the ninth inning, I should say, a 10-4 Padre lead. And coming into pitch, it'll be Wandy Peralta, the left-hander, as he is going to be the fifth pitcher used by the Padres here tonight, as he is completing his tune-up tosses. He's making his eighth appearance. He's got a record of 2-0. He's worked 6 1/3 innings. He has allowed 1 walk, struck out 4, and he has an ERA of 0. So Wandy Peralta, the lefty, in to face the Cubs here in the ninth inning. So this win tonight here is going to add another victory to the Padres' home winning streak to start the year. It'll be 11 if they can get the win. First pitch breaking ball delivered to Ian Happ, misses outside. The count is 1-0. Peralta delivers a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. Happ tonight is 0 for 3. He has also drawn himself a walk. Tyler says Hollis must be having a good night watching this one. Yeah, I got to give him a call. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded right off the leg of Peralta. He's going to race off the mound to try to get it, but it is going to be a base hit. I sit in the leg. He's going to have the manager and the trainer come out. It looks like it may have got him in the foot. We're going to see what they say here, but I'm not sure what part of the foot, if it was the back of the foot or not. We'll get a look at the replay on this one. I might have got him on both feet. It looked like it might have pinballed off his right foot and caught him in the left. He's going to get a couple of tune-up tosses, is Peralta, but it's going to be ruled as a single here for Happ. Marchand says is Tucker, and he is scheduled to hit. So Happ is the runner at first. Tucker coming to bat here. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice. He is lined to center, and he was intentionally walked. So they're not even holding the runner Happ at first base. They don't really care about him. They need outs. So Tucker, whose average has slipped to 311 tonight, waits on the first pitch, and he swings at a breaking ball, and the count is quickly 0-1. Tucker has played very well this season for the Cubs. Great addition in the offseason, coming over from the Houston Astros in a multiple-player deal. There is a fastball at 95 that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Tucker. So no balls and 2 strikes. Cubs running out of outs as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count goes to 1-2. And to think about it, at one stretch, it was actually in this game here, the Cubs were out hitting the Padres. I think they were out hitting them 8-3 going into the 6th inning. I thought, oh boy, the Padres are dead meat, but we got 4-11-1 for the Cubs and 10-11-1 for the Padres. As that breaking ball misses down, the count goes now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler says, imagine a Cubs comeback. Well, we did that game, what was it, a week and a half ago with or was it last weekend with the Bay Stars and the Swallows. Bay Stars had a 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the ninth inning, or top of the ninth inning, I should say, and the Swallows scored 4 runs and had runners at second and third, and former Chicago Cub pitcher Rowan Wick was on the mound, and he was getting absolutely lit. And in that game, it was Anthony Kay, the former Cub, who was the starter in that one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped softly up the middle, fielded neatly by Iglesias. He glove flips it to the shortstop Bogarts for 1, but they're not going to be able to get Tucker on the back end. It's going to be a fielder's choice, 4-6. It erases Happ at second. Safe on the backside is Tucker. That is going to bring up the designated hitter in Justin Turner. I would have thought at some point Carson Kelly might have got an at-bat here now late in the game, because Kelly has been swinging a hot stick for the Cubs this year. I would have thought maybe with Seiya Suzuki out, he might have got an extra chance for an at-bat. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Ronald said, any updates on Bauer? He made his start last week, but we called that game the first 3 innings, and then he got rained out. He had pitched to 10 batters, went over the minimum through 3. As that fastball was fouled away, the count is 0-2, so he's back in action. So here comes the 0-2. So if he has a start this week, which could be Friday, we'll probably do that game. Breaking ball that misses down, the count goes to 1-2 on Turner. Keep my eyes peeled for when that will happen. It'll be the Friday Japan game, which means it'll be late Thursday night, Friday morning, North American time, if he does get the start. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Turner's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and now the Cubs are down to their final out, as it is going to be Michael Busch scheduled to come to the plate. Padres pitchers have struck out 9 in this one here tonight. First pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And heading over to third is Tucker. Tucker's gone all around the bases. He couldn't care less. Some defensive indifference there, because really the one that matters is the one at the plate. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and now the Cubs are down to their final strike. Ronald says, what's the best way to keep up their lineups, pitchers? I use the MPB site quite a bit. Or you could go to Yahoo Japan, as a breaking ball misses down and the count goes to 1-2. Yahoo Japan might be the easiest. Got to be able to have the Google Translate. It was funny, Kyle Tucker on that play, he went to second and third all on the same pitch. He just kept running around the bases. Padres couldn't have cared less. Breaking ball misses down and the count goes to 2-2. I don't think I've ever seen a defensive indifference for 2 bases. So the 2-2 pitch coming from Peralta. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses down. It's now 3-2. Padre fans on their feet wanting to bring it home. Once this game is done, we will give you guys a full roundup around Major League Baseball. We'll give you all the out-of-town scores. As the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, it's going to be ball 4. That's going to walk Michael Busch, and that's going to bring Dansby Swanson to the plate. There is a app on the phone Ronald was asking about. The app on the phone is called Sports Navi, but unfortunately, I don't think we can get it here in North America. So this is going to bring Dansby Swanson to the plate, who is hitless in 4 trips, and he swings at the first pitch, grounds it softly past the pitcher, fielded by Machado. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 5-3. Swanson gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here as the Cubs are going to fall to the Padres 10-4. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left aboard here in the 9th inning. Your final score is the San Diego Padres 10, the Chicago Cubs 4. We appreciate everybody who has stayed in here to listen. Tonight, we'll be back here in just a couple moments to wrap this baby up for you. We'll give you all the out-of-town scores when we return. And we appreciate you guys for hanging in. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the full roundup from around Major League Baseball. As this game is complete, then we'll give you the wrap-up of this one. There's only one other game currently going on. The top of the 9th inning, the Rockies and the Dodgers are going at it. The Dodgers have a 5-3 lead over the Rocks. 5-10-1 for the Dodgers, 3-7-1 for the Rocks, as they have a runner at first and nobody out. Other finals from around Major League Baseball, it is the Tigers taking care of the Brewers today, 9-1, 9-9-0 for Detroit, 1-5-0 for the Brew Crew. Tariq Skubal gets his second win of the year. He's even his record at 2-2. Tyler Alexander takes the loss. He drops to 1-1. In Pittsburgh, behind Paul Skeens, the Pirates knock off the Nationals 10-3, 10-14-4 for the Pirates, 3-6-0 for the Nats. Skeens gets the win. He's 2-1. Lord takes the loss for the Nats. He's 0-1. Giants walked into Philly. They're playing some good ball as well. They've improved to 12-4. Went into Philadelphia and beat the Phillies. 10-12-0 for the Giants. 4-8-1 for the Phillies. Roop gets the win. He's 1-1. Taijuan Walker takes the loss. He drops to 1-1. The Tampa Bay Rays put a beatdown on the Boston Red Sox tonight, 16-1. 16-16-0 for the Rays, 1-6-1 for the Red Sox. Shane Baz gets the win. He goes to 2-0. Tanner Houck takes the loss. He drops to 0-2 on the season. Yankees beat the Royals 4-1, 4-9-0 for the Yankees, 1-2-0 for the Royals. Carlos Carrasco gets the win. Seth Lugo takes the loss, and Devin Williams gets his second save of the year. Braves are in Toronto, matchup of the 1992 World Series. Braves take out the Blue Jays 8-4, 8-6-0 for the Braves, 4-5-0 for the Jays. Holmes gets the win for the Atlanta. He goes to 1-1. Easton Lucas takes the loss for the Jays. He drops to 2-1. In Minnesota, the Mets continued their winning ways. They knocked off the Twins 5-1 today, 5-7-0 for the Mets, 1-3-2 for the Twins. Clay Holmes gets the win. He goes to 2-1. Tapa takes the loss. He drops to 0-1. Cardinals and the Astros played in St. Louis today. Sonny Gray picks up the win. He goes to 3-0. Framber Valdez the loss. He's 1-2. It was 8-3 the final. 8-14-0 for the Cardinals. 3-7-0 for the Stros. 3-7-2 for the Stros. And then once again, your final here in this one, the Padres knock off the Cubs 10-4. We talked about the scoring here. It was a Fernando Tatis homer in the third inning that opened up the scoring for the Padres. Cubs responded in their half of the fourth. A 2-run shot off the bat of Michael Busch. And then after a one-out double by Nico Horner, he was brought home by a Pete Crow Armstrong double. And that made the scoreline 3-1. Padres responded immediately with two of their own, or in a couple innings later with two of their own. With one out in the sixth, it was back to a walk to Machado, a single by Sheets, a walk to Bogarts, and then back-to-back RBI singles from Jose Iglesias and Jason Hayward, even the score at 3. Padres added 3 more in the seventh as leadoff walk to Tatis. Then it was a double by Arias. After Machado was intentionally walked, Gavin Sheets drove home a pair with a single, and it was a walk to Bogarts. And then Jose Iglesias was able to ground out to second base. That ended up bringing home another run. Sorry, there was a wild pitch that brought home another run from Tatis, and that made the scoreline at that point in time 6-3 for the Padres. The Cubs came back with one of their own in the 8th with 2 out. A single by Crow Armstrong. He stole second. And then a double by Miguel Amaya made the scoreline 6-4. So we thought we had a ball game. And then the bottom of the 8th showed up. It was a walk to Elias Diaz. And then a 2-run shot off the bat of Fernando Tatis. At that point made the scoreline 8-4. Luis Arias then homered back-to-back after Tatis. It was 9-4. After a Manny Machado single and a walk to Gavin Sheets, Bogarts bounced into a fielder's choice. Then Iglesias did the same, and that brought home another run. And your final score was 10-4 for the Padres. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It has been a fun night tonight. We had a lot of people in the house. We look forward to servicing you guys again here in the next couple of days. Thursday, it'll be Mariners and Reds. Friday is going to be the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. Be sure to bookmark the channel. We look forward to having you guys with us. Our friend Cookie says, woo, Padres standings at 14-3. You are correct. They are absolutely outstanding so far. All right, everybody, have yourself a great night. Don't forget to bookmark the channel. We'll come on back and see you again when we do in the next few days. Have a great night.